think walking sideways through doors is a positive of becoming swole. Just saying, movie that my parents are watching. Okay, so we need this here. Roughly. That works, right? That works, right? Yeah, it does. Okay. Good, good. How are we on volume? Looks like we're good on volume, but what about this volume? Probably a little too loud in my headphones there, so yeah, that's a little better. Alrighty. Excuse me. So 3 minutes, we'll get started. Alright, here we go. Check 1, check 2. Okay, just making sure I didn't accidentally unplug my microphone there, because that would have been really bad. How you doing, everybody? Welcome back to Final Fantasy, the Stream Edition, on a special late night New Year's Eve stream celebration thingy. I think, to be honest with you, I may have shot myself in the foot a little bit with this, because I may have been able to get away with doing Dark Souls 3 PvP tonight as a sort of way of celebrating rather than just continuing with what I'm currently doing for the stream proper. But at the same time, I was thinking about doing that, and I was like, well, I don't know if there's enough people watching to know that I will guaranteed have people that I can go into Dark Souls 3 and PvP with. Even if I was going on there just to pick fights with random people that I summon into my world, like it's not really, and you know, I don't know necessarily that anybody who regularly watches this stuff watches the has the PS4 version, so that's also could be a problem. I should have tested this before, but there we go. Okay, we're good. So last time we defeated the Fiend of Earth, the Lich. and then made our way to Crescent Lake and Mount Gulg, where the second crystal awaits, the Crystal of Fire. So today, we're going to continue with our little excursion. Try to get through Mount Gulg today, at the very least, and if not any more than that, then that's fine, but I'd like to go even further and try to figure out how in the hell we're going to make our way up to these northern continents here, because there ain't no way we're getting there with a regular ship, so how on earth will we be able to get up there? Well, maybe we'll be able to find out today. I'm going to take Mount Gulg in 2 separate excursions, like I did with the Cavern of Earth there. I was kind of forced to do it in the Cavern of Earth, but in this case I'm going to do it because I think it's easier to manage if you take it in 2 separate excursions there. So we'll go do the first part, we'll get a bunch of, there's like a ton of treasure chests on the second basement floor, so we'll go grab all of those, and then we'll come back out, use a tent or a cottage or something, and then we'll just kind of make our way straight through to get to the 3rd, 4th, and 5th floors and see what we can do from there. So let's begin. So these lava tiles will hurt you for, I believe, 1 health per step. Yep. So we're going to need to have heal on lock here, because we're going to be needing it pretty badly at certain points here. 1 Sphinx, I think I can handle 1 Sphinx. We'll do a preemptive heal, though, just to say that we did it. So eventually we're going to have to start busting out the heal auras, but not quite yet. For now, we can make do with what we've got. Though from what I understand, this place can be kind of cumbersome to get through if you go here straight away from when we got to the cavern, got through the Cavern of Earth, which is what we're doing, but you know, not a big deal. In case you're wondering why I am walking on the lava like this, here's the way to the basement 3rd floor, by the way. When you are walking on lava, you actually cannot get into enemy encounters, so it's more worthwhile to walk there if you're concerned with the enemy encounters being too dangerous for you for this first part. So I'm not that concerned, but I figure I may as well try to conserve my resources where I can, you know. But anyway, we're gonna probably tackle this from this side, so that way when we get out to the other side, we're just going to be on the side right where we can just kind of exit really quickly. Okay, so these are dangerous enemies, Pyroliths. They have a special attack, I forget what it's called, but I'm pretty sure it can inflict instant death, which is kind of troublesome. Let's see if we can put them to sleep. I don't know if they're vulnerable to it, but I'm going to give it my damnedest anyway. I don't think they have too much HP, but it's still kind of dangerous to deal with them, so we'll want to take care of them as quickly as we can. They don't have a lot of HP, admittedly, either, but if you run into a large group of them, they could be a problem. Let's see, where would you be in my little thingy-majigger there? Hey, Garrick, how's it going? Thank you for joining me on this New Year's Eve celebration. Although, depending on where you are in the world, I think you're already in 2018, aren't you? Weakness is ice. Okay, so I can cast Blizzara on them. They're not resistant to sleep either, so if I'm running low on MP, I can just cast sleep instead. Oh, I went in the wrong door. Rip. Yeah, see, these guys we can handle fairly okay. Why don't you two handle the chief, and the other 2 handle the... Well, I don't know if you'll be able to handle the chief with that kind of damage output, but at least we know the mage is dead. That's for certain. Yeah, 3 hours ago. That's what I figured. A friend of mine on Twitter tweeted this morning, because he was already into 2018 because he lived in Australia. And it was something like, "Greetings from 2018, Ajit Pai is our overlord, and his channel hasn't uploaded anything new in the past 2 weeks," or something like that. It was actually pretty funny. Taken out of context, not that funny, but you know, you kind of had to be there, I guess is what I'm saying. I should probably take out the Ogre Mage first so that he doesn't do any blink shenanigans, but that's okay. We'll be good. We'll be good. Nice hits. Of course, the problem that we're going to start running into here eventually is that Norn's offensive potential is going to start to fall off a little bit, because we don't have access to any better knives until... when? Well, it's not going to be that far away, but probably in the middle of the next dungeon, we're going to start running into issues with her DPS, so we'll have to keep an eye out for that when we get there, but for now, we should be okay. Yeah, just do the same thing that we just did, basically. I kind of want to get... There's one weapon that we can get in here that is effective against ogres, so I kind of want to get that if I can. And there was a block, by the way, that Norn just did for that attack there. I appreciate the fact that my shields are working. That's always a good thing. And you may have that extra evasion there, but that extra evasion isn't going to help you if I have all 4 of my guys, excuse me, attacking you at once. Aha, we've got a level. Yes, I do still talk like this when no one is watching. I'm very used to commentating over games because I've been doing commentary for videos for YouTube for the better part of 7 years now. I don't think I talk as much when people aren't here because there's no back and forth. But yeah, I do talk like this. It's some people might call it sad, to be honest with you, but I don't mind it. It lets me practice my vocals a little bit. Willing to bet these guys are weak to ice, so that's why I'm going to use Blizzara on them. Don't know how much damage it'll do compared to my fists and stuff, but not that much. Okay. I have to think of something else to use on these guys. Wow, they've got some defense, don't they? Let's do sleep. We'll have you use yeah, we'll use a Healara, and then we'll do that. We'll see where we can go from here. If you hear background noise, by the way, it is because my parents are watching a movie, so I can't Healara if I'm paralyzed. At least they don't deal that much damage with their physical attacks. Of course, it's the 2 that I've been attacking this whole time, isn't it? Well, that's unfortunate. You bought Dark Souls 3? Nice! That's good, man. Let me know how you enjoy it. And refund it. I guess you didn't enjoy it, huh? Well, I appreciate you giving it a shot. That's all I really was hoping for, was that you'd give it a shot, so... They must be really resistant to sleep there. Or maybe it's just the fact that our level disparity isn't as high as it used to be. We'll figure it out. Just keep getting hits like that, we should be fine. Plus, if I keep chain casting sleep like this, it's not going to make it happen any more often, but it's only 3 MP, so it's not a huge deal. I would appreciate it, though, if Moira would stop being paralyzed. That would be nice. I mean, we're going to get through this battle anyway, but it'd be nice if she would join us for it. Fyra, uh-oh. That ain't good. Ow. Gonna need that Healara. You didn't refund it? Oh, you didn't try it. Okay, I see what you're saying. Had a change of heart, huh? Well, that's okay. That's okay. At least you gave me a fair shake and gave it a shot there. Oh, okay, the DLCs. Yes, yes, there are 2 DLCs, and they were. I don't know if they're still overpriced, but it's there. Yeah, same thing, man. I won't say when I buy it. I will buy games on release dates if I want to support the developers, but at the same time, I usually don't play them until they're full. That's why I didn't play Dark Souls 3 until not that long ago, is because the game was not complete at that point. So I said, I'm going to wait till all the DLCs come out, and then I'm going to give it a shot. But I understand where you're coming from there, because I think I'm mostly the same way. So, uh-oh, fire elementals. Why am I looking at magic for Norn? These guys could be a little tricky. Let's cast Blizzara on them. And preemptive heal, I think, is in order, and we'll just keep attacking this one, see what happens. Well, that did good damage. Give me a little AoE there. And eventually they'll go down. I think these guys have about the same amount of HP as the other elemental, Earth elementals that we fought in the Cavern of Earth. So, eventually they'll go down, is what I'm basically saying. Okay, well that's a good purchase. I haven't played The Witcher 3 through in its entirety because I was like, well, maybe I should play The Witcher 1 and The Witcher 2 first. So I'm kind of on the fence about whether or not I should get that, but I've heard many good things about The Witcher 3 from a few people on Twitter, so I gotta imagine that it will make a good purchase for you. Let's heal you, and then just punch things. And that's gonna keep you busy for probably at least 100 hours worth of content, so... How much was it, if you don't mind me asking? I gotta imagine it's been fairly discounted since it's been out for a little while. Mithril gloves, can anybody wear those? Russo, you'd be the only one who could wear those, and no, you cannot. Okay, oop, chest is empty. Mithril helm, still can't wear that. Some money, okay, that's good. Ruh-roh. Gray ooze, okay, we can handle gray ooze. They do hit hard, so maybe a dark is in order? Preemptive heal, perhaps. I think I'm treating these guys a little too seriously because they were like, what's it called, Marsh Cave enemies, but, you know, it's alright. Yeah, see, they're not doing as much damage as they used to. Although if they keep focusing on one person, that might add up after a little while there. I think a Cura is in order. Probably a little overkill, but, you know. Nice hits. Y'all gotta stop focusing on one person at a time. It's not really helping me. Nice. Nice block. Moira took care of that one all by herself. Not bad. Mithril shield and a mithril axe. Well, I can't get to this treasure chest unless I go here. I'm kind of surprised they didn't trap that one. Phoenix down. Okay, cool. Next. Ruh-roh. The ogres are ambushing me. About $12. That's pretty good. That's a pretty good deal, I think. Might have to get on that at some point, even though I'm not on the up and up with The Witcher 1 and The Witcher 2. But if Witcher 3 with all DLCs was only $12, then I gotta imagine that Witcher 1 and Witcher 2 won't be that terribly expensive. So, money, trap, obviously, lava worm. Uh-oh, this guy could be a problem. I think the coral sword will do fine. We'll do a preemptive heal and then punch you. Yeah, it could be a problem if they're doing that little damage. And that's kind of a lot of damage that he's doing back to me, so that's no good. Do Cura. Or maybe we'll have you attack. We'll do a cure there. And we'll do that. Okay. I'm cool with that. Yes, yes, so you can complete your collection that way. That would make a nice little addition. That's good. That's good. More money. Antidote. One of these is going to be trapped. Probably this one. Oh, not quite. Oh, okay, yeah. I always try to look around for stuff that I haven't really, either I haven't really heard of it, or I haven't really done much with it in the past. There's some probably halfway decent indie games that are available for sale there, too. And probably a few classics, too. Like, I was telling Cheese-Ups on the last stream when he came in that I managed to get Psychonauts, which is the game he suggested for me to play on the stream, for like 99 cents or something like that because of the sale, so that was pretty good. That was a PS2 game at one point, but it's on PC now. So it might be a good investment at some point. We'll do that. That lizard's gonna be fine. We'll do a heal, and we'll do punch that Helgagus there. Between Sid and Norn, we should be able to take the one that's still awake down, and then the other one will wake up next turn, but then it'll only be him and we'll be in better shape, so. Yeah, nice job. And now we just go all out and maybe heal. Who needs healing? Actually, we're all pretty good on health. Just attack. Not you, Mr. Hilgigas. I meant my whole party. Before you. There we go. Okay. So we're out of there. Thankfully, we went away with some pretty good loot there. Now we just need to find the rest of the treasure in this area, and I'm not 100% sure where it is, so we're gonna have to... I know there's 2 there. I'll go back down and around, make my way that way. Preemptive heal is in order, and we'll do that. Man, everybody's hitting just short of the mark here. That's no good. Gonna have to use like magic or something to bring these guys down because everybody's just a little short of power they needed. Other than Russo, who just slammed that hyena down for some huge damage. You do that. You do whoops. You do that. You do your thing, and you do this. Next up is actually, it depends on how much time I have before. Because Demon's Souls' servers, online servers, go dead on February 28th, and I would like to play that and get some PvP in before the servers go dead. So depending on how much time I have after this game, it's either going to be one of the suggested games that's in my list, or it's going to be Demon's Souls. Then following that, it's going to be either Demon's Souls or a stream suggestion. So it's kind of, Metal Gear Rising's kind of going on the back burner for right now, just because of the fact that I have stream suggestion to play next, but I also have Demon's Souls to play next. So it's probably going to be another, I'm going to say, month before Metal Gear Rising really comes up on the stream there. Just because of the fact that it's there's games that I have to play, otherwise it won't work, basically. Kind of wish that heal went off a little bit later, but that's okay. So it's not quite next. It was actually going to be in this slot right here. I was going to play it like now, but then I realized that the 30th anniversary of Final Fantasy was happening literally like when I finished up with the last stream of Inside, so I was like, well, I can't pass up this opportunity. Gotta go back to the roots of the series, so... And so I did. Another treasure there. How do I get to that one? Probably down and around like this or something. There's a ton of treasure in this one area here, so I want to try to get as much of it as I can before we get out of here. I think Lazara is in order here. And just help out for now, because they aren't going to do too much damage to us unless they start firing or fireting, but if they're just physical attacking us, we should be fine. That should get rid of one of them, at least. Oh, not quite. Just help with the attacking, I think, and then we'll be good. Yeah! Well, that's not very nice. That would have been an ironic staff kill right there if that had worked. Ow. That should work a little bit. Uh-oh. That's not gonna help. How am I supposed to kill you guys if you hold the guy that's doing the most DPS out of my entire party? How very unfortunate. Also, ouch. I need to start using some potions or something here in a moment, I think. Ah, not quite enough. Get him, Norn. There you go. We are getting a good amount of experience and gil out of this, though, so that's not bad. 150 HP? Okay, well, we got plenty of these, so... There we go. And just like that, we're back to full. In this chest, more money. Now, if I go down and around here, I should be able to get to that chest that I was looking at there, yeah. And I think there's a few more, so... Is Nintendo going to make a Game Boy Mini? I don't know, man. I think the Switch's portability is pretty much everything that they really wanted with it, in terms of a portable system. In Japan, I think the Switch is really a popular console in terms of its portability. It's as popular everywhere in the US as well, but I think they are really accentuating the portability of it in Japan, so I don't know if they're going to do anything portable anytime in the near future anyway. Maybe eventually, but not quite yet. I think they're going to feel out the Switch's portable features first, and then once they figure out whether or not that's working, they'll go from there. That's just my 2 cents, though. I don't know what Nintendo might be thinking in the background. They might have plans that nobody really knows about. So now these guys should be sufficiently weakened enough after the Blizzard. I didn't even check and see if these guys are weak to Blizzard. I don't think they are, but I could always check the bestiary after this and see. That Coral Sword seems to be doing good damage to them, though, so that's not bad. Doing more damage often than the Cid's Fists are doing, so that's pretty good. And we are gaining some levels here, aren't we? Very nice. Might have to take some time pretty soon to go and get Russo some level 5 spells. Yeah, because he can use them now, so that's good. Not quite level 6 yet for Moira, but we'll go back and get him the level 5 spells in a little while. Not quite yet. What was I going to check? Oh yeah, Horned Devils. Let's see here. They are not weak to anything. They're resistant to Quake, Fire, and Ice. And their magic defense is 127. So that's probably why A, Blizzara isn't doing that much damage, and B, I'm having a hard time putting them to sleep because they're not really weak to basically anything. What a shame. Might as well heal. And then punch that Ogre Mage so he can't blink himself too much. We are going to run into situations here where we're going to be low or even pretty close to out of MP in these dungeons from now on, but it shouldn't be a huge issue because we have some ethers and we can go back to town and buy a ton of them anyway, so I shouldn't even have bothered to try putting these guys to sleep. They're not that threatening. Oh well. I am glad that Cid's getting a little bit more HP growth, though, because Norton and Russo should be at about the amount of HP that they're at. Moira's just doing incredibly well on her HP and MP, and Cid, at least, is finally starting to get a little closer to her mark there, but I don't think he's going to get there anytime soon, but maybe when he class changes, we'll get closer. I don't know, man. I think swords just are a little overpowered in this one. Maybe that's the reason why Russo's doing so much damage with that Coral Sword, even though it's not really effective against the enemies here. But in that chest, we got a Great Sword. Now, the Great Sword is the weapon that I was looking for because it is the one that is good against giants. Excuse me. So it'll be good against stuff like Hillgigases. I think it's good against ogres as well. But we do have a Mithril Sword here, so maybe I should just equip that for now since, you know, it's better attack and all. We'll give the Great Sword a shot because there are a fair chunk of enemies in here that will probably be weak to it. And we'll see how that goes, and then we'll go from there, I think. Okay, so let's continue, see if we can't get out of here. Ankeg! These guys might be weak to ice if they're weak to the same thing that they're normally weak to in Final Fantasy II. So, you do that, and you do that. Maybe they have less defense than I'm giving them credit for. They probably still have a good amount, but yeah, that's a little more than 30. So they may be weak to it. Just contribute to offense, we should be okay. Nice shot there, Russo. His offensive potential is rivaling that of Cid's right now, but that's probably because fists aren't as good against the enemies in this area. Which way do I go, George? Which way do I go? Probably down here. These guys again. Russo's only got 32 MP here. We're gonna need to use ethers in a moment. Let's do this and... Well, they're resistant to fire, right? Quake and fire, so maybe a Thundara is in order. And just punch things. I should probably have Moira heal, though. At least heal her twin sister. Because that can happen. But, yeah. Yeah, see, that did a little more damage, so that's not bad. So that means this one should be dead this turn. Yep. And then we can move on to bigger and better things. Let's see, you do that. And you help out with that, because that Thundara was probably all we really needed there. You heal your twin sister, and you punch things, like usual. I wonder if, because in the original Final Fantasy, like the one for the NES version, the person that you have in the first slot, you usually want to have someone with high vitality and defense in the first slot of your party because they generally take more attacks than anybody else in your party. Like usually the person at the very end of your party takes almost no damage because they aren't really the target of anybody's physical attacks. They can be the target of magical attacks, but as long as they're not in the front, they usually don't take physical attacks very much. But I don't know if that carried over into this game or not, so it would be interesting to find out. And as usual, there are a ton of fire elementals guarding these treasure chests, so we just gotta be a little careful. We'll be good though. Especially with that kind of damage, like that's impressive enough. Okay, that takes care of that. Let's get what's in this chest, a mithril helm. Another one. I don't need another one of those. High potions. Yeah. Use that. Use regular potions. And how about a little MP there, you two? Ethers. 1, 2, 3. Okay, that's good. Trying to decide whether or not I want to go back and get level 5 spells for Russo there. At this point, it would probably be worth it for him to have Curaga just in case, and then he'd have access to Firaga, but Firaga's not that good for right now, because we're fighting a whole bunch of enemies that it doesn't really do much to, so since that's the case, maybe we'll wait. We don't need a heal, we just need a cure. There we go. And just punch out some lizards. See if we can get rid of them before we worry about getting rid of that Helgigas in the back. Because he's vulnerable to sleep, so he should be. Okay, that's good. Now redirect Sid's attack to that one that's awake, and we'll be in pretty damn good shape. Yeah, nice. Couldn't have planned that any better if I tried, because I didn't plan it. It just happened. Thank you, RN Jesus. All these crits, man. Nice and powerful. Nice and lots of money. Oh, I missed the chest. Can't have that. Ooh, preemptive strike. Thankfully, because these guys might be a little rough to fight if we got ambushed or something. Let's see if they're vulnerable to sleep. I could have checked that in the bestiary, but... Aha! I got one. I also almost just killed one. Whoops. Yeah, we'll use Blizzard. Why the hell not? You do that, and you do that. This will probably take care of the one that's sleeping. Yep. I think the twins can handle the one in the bottom right, and then Sid can do some good damage to the one in the bottom left. Not quite for either of you, probably. Yeah. Nice block. We'll do that. I think a Cura is in order. For Norn there. Yep. Do that and that. Yeah, definitely in order now. Okay, that takes care of that. How are we gonna cook Ankeg, though? They're not exactly easy to cook considering they're in a volcano and they're not cooking. Well, we'll figure something out. Maybe if you deep freeze them, it cooks them because their body is like inverse to reality or some shit. I don't even know what I'm saying. Oh god, fire elemental. Rip me. Yeah, just heal. Do that. Okay, so we got a general gist of how much damage the Greatsword does, so now we'll get a gist of what the Mithril Sword does after this fight. So that we can see. Yes, here, Mithril Sword. A little less accuracy, but we aren't really too concerned with accuracy because, I mean, it's over 100, so it's probably pretty good, right? You do that, and then... yeah, that'll work. Start punching out the Helgigas for after. But we should be able to get rid of both of these lizards this turn, so... Nice hit. Helgigas is all but dead now. Can't tell if that's more of a rapier or if that Mithril Sword just has a handguard on it. The world may never know because I'm probably not going to pay attention to it again. Oop, this one's probably got a fire elemental in front of it too. A couple of them. Okay, that's fine. Do that, preemptive heal, and do that. You know, I just thought about this. I should probably cast Null Blaze when I'm fighting those Horn Devils because they can cast fire, shouldn't I? That would probably be the smart thing to do. Too bad I haven't done it yet. Heh. Heal yourself just to top yourself off, and then... yeah. No, I think it's like a long sword. It's not a broadsword like the great sword is, but it's a long sword because it's not quite a rapier either. Like the, I think the saber that we had that one time was like a rapier, basically. And I mean, there was the regular rapier that we had as well, so... Look at all these levels! Look at all that HP! It's beautiful. And I think that's it for the treasure chests on this floor, and thankfully we have a convenient way of getting out of here right there. Let's do this, and that, and that. I don't think it's their physical attack. It's probably this. Yeah, that's it. Their gaze attack can inflict instant death, which is unfortunate, but, you know, what are you gonna do? Okay, well, we got most of them with the sleep. So I should be able to do this and raise up Norn and do that. So we'll probably be able to get rid of 2 of them this turn. Then they'll wake up and there'll be a couple left, but Norn will be back up so we can get some EXP that way. Then, just as long as nobody dies to gaze on the next turn, we'll be okay. Oh, well, one of them is up. How about you use a high potion on yourself there, Norn, just to be safe. We'll use a cure, and then just attack. Okay, good. Gotta use the items on the person with the highest agility, because that means that they'll attack before any of the enemies do. Not necessarily always, but it's better to do it that way so that you don't have to worry as much about, will my white mage heal them in time? So... Man, 2,500 gil from that one fight, not bad. Okay, I think that's everything on this floor. I'm not too concerned because we can always come back to these dungeons later to get the items if we miss them. So, yeah, do that, and that, and this for healing, and then do that. Maybe they have a little more HP than I thought. I figured they had like 100. These Hyenodons, but no, maybe not. Well, that took care of that ogre at the very least. How about you two team up on the ogre mage? Oops, on the ogre mage. There we go. Ironic staff kill, and then, you know, other things. Oh boy. Well, I still got 6 hits considering the fact that I'm blind. That's not too bad. And you're gone. We're almost out, so I don't think I should be too worried about Moira's. Oh, that's right, darkness doesn't last all the way through battles in this one. I keep forgetting because I'm used to it being a permanent status condition. Almost out. Okay, so I said I would cast Null Blaze on these guys, just so that I can avoid their fire. So that's probably a good idea. Use Thundara, since they're not weak to anything in particular, and then just punch you. Now just get it off before one of them can cast fire, and we'll be in good shape. There we go. Because their physical attacks don't do jack or shit, so should be good. That's 1. 4 to go. Yeah, just heal. Do that. We'll get him eventually. And then it's just a matter of dealing with their hold spell, so. But yeah, as you can see, Norn's offensive potential when the enemies have higher defense is kind of falling off with that stuff. The DVD player froze? That's a good question. I don't know hardly anything about that thing. Did you press the pause button on there? Let's see. Did you try pressing the play button on it, or? I'm coming up, hold on. I'll be right back. Give me 1 second. you guys can just fast forward it once you get close. But it saves you some time, though, at least if you do it that way. Okay. Watch the wire. Go on the wire. There you go. Alright. Have returned. Anything in chat since I left? Nope. Cool. Alright, let's continue. Almost out of here. There we go. Okay, so now the real question, since we made our way and did all of that right there, should we go back to Melmond to buy level 5 spells for Russo? I'm going to say no, because the only thing that we can get any mileage out of there is Curaga, and really Cura is enough for right now. We don't have enough HP to really justify Curaga. So I'm going to say no. Let's use a Cottage, because we're really kind of low on MP there. And then we'll save it, and we'll just continue with the whole dungeon there. Really, that was the brunt of the dungeon crawling, at least as far as I remember there. From that dungeon. So once we go back in, we just got to go along on the lava, and then go along on the lava again, and good to go. We'll be in the basement 3rd floor before you know it. There's only 2 of them. I'll cast Null Blaze, but I won't bother with the rest. We'll just attack the other one. See if we can't get rid of them one at a time. Quit it. Okay, that takes care of that. Now you heal your twin sister, and then we'll attack. Now you know you're screwed, Mr. Horn Devil. Haha! Nice hit, Russo. I could use a potion after that. Alright, back we go. So I'm going to use the tiles to try to kind of meander around enemy encounters here. Just because I can. I mean, granted, I do take a lot of damage from doing it, but it's not a huge deal. Because I can just do this, or rather this, and do that. And then there you go. And I'm not worried about using Healara that much, because I have plenty of ethers, so it shouldn't be a problem. Normally, when in doubt, I would go left, but I know that to the left there's nothing. So I know that the way forward is actually to the right here. I don't have a map, but I have played this game before, so some things are familiar, some things are not. So help out, there we go. Oh, never mind, don't need help. Sid definitely doesn't need help to beat that guy up. So I think those ogre mages probably... Oh, never mind. I was going to say, they probably have more magic defense than their non-mage brothers. Still stifling a burp, sorry. Excuse me. I was going to say that, but then that one got put to sleep, so that isn't exactly the case, is it? I mean, they said on the wiki that sleep has a low hit percentage chance, but so far it's been working out pretty well over the course of this playthrough for me, so... Ah, there's the stairs. So that's the whole thing about this dungeon. You just have to micromanage your HP because of the floor tiles. You have to basically use heal every time you change floors. I don't think there's any treasure on any of these floors. We're basically just looking for the stairs, and then once we get back to the basement 3rd floor again, we'll be more in the treasure territory here. Does that need a Healara? No, probably not. This will be fine. Alrighty, and now I'm gonna go left. Granted, I don't know what is left, but we'll see once I get there. Probably some shit, like a fire hydra. That probably needs a null blaze. Wait, I have a worm killer. Hold up. There you are. So we'll do that, and then you do that, and then we'll do a Null Blaze, and then you do that. Nice damage. One hit, not bad. Gonna keep that on in case we run into more of those. Ambushed by a Hellhound, that ain't good. Just use heal, and then punch it. Because there's only one, so I can't imagine it being that big of a deal. Yeah. This way. And this way. We'll circle back around. See what I missed while I was running all the way to the left there. Because I probably missed something. That I've already gone past. Got over here. Okay, heal auras in order, I think. Probably a lot of the ethers that I have in my inventory are going to go to Moira's MP this time around, I think. Just because of how useful her heal spells are. It's funny because I watched a video that a much more popular YouTuber than I did on this particular version of this game on the 20th anniversary edition of Final Fantasy I, and I was perplexed because of the fact that he mentioned that the game was very grind heavy and that it took him upwards of 40 hours to beat the entire thing, and I was like, I don't remember this game ever being grind heavy, not even like not in Dawn of Souls, not in any of those, none of that. And then I realized the reason why he found it so grind heavy was because of the fact that his entire team didn't have a white mage on it, so he never had any good healing spells to heal the whole party. And the bonus dungeons kick your ass if you restrict yourself in that way. Yeah, I mean, I could have gone for more challenge without having a white mage in the party, but without the multi-target healing of the white mage, we would have had a hell of a hard time with the bonus dungeon stuff. And I do want to do some of the bonus dungeon stuff. I figured out how I want to structure it, and it's not exactly orthodox, but it'll do. Jesus Christ. Must be, that whole adage of when it has scales, attack it with a rapier may not always be in effect in Final Fantasy there. I don't even know if there's treasure on this floor now that I think about it. Maybe not. I'm gonna use an ether. Keep her MP up, because we're gonna need it. But yeah, the bonus dungeons they kick your ass pretty bad if you're not careful. I thought there was a way down from here. Oh, I guess not. Well, if there was treasure, then we'll come back for it. Maybe the treasure's in here. Maybe that's what I'm thinking of. It's funny how Russo's barely used any of his MP there. I guess red mages are more inclined for physical attacks in the earlier portions of the game like this. Alright, so is the worm killer super effective against lava worms? That's my question. And maybe we'll find out. No, not quite. Did good damage, but not super effective kinds of damage there. Thankfully it's only one, so it shouldn't be a huge issue. Now if there was 3 of them, I might have to find a way around this, like casting sleep or something. But no, it's only one, so we should be good. And over here, I figured they were going to put one on the side again, but nope. Is the worm killer effective against lizards? Maybe. Oh, that's going to hurt a little bit. Yeah. Not bad, but enough to sting, enough to singe a little bit. Let me get this before I forget. Okay, there we go. Use a potion on Norn there so that we're in range of Moira's heal. Giving us more. Yeah, we could use one more potion. I brought him for a specific reason, after all, and that specific reason is healing, so I may as well. I think this is the floor where all of the treasure chests are that I was thinking of the last time through. So, we'll just explore around, we'll get treasure, and then we'll head out. I'm going to use the lava tiles more than I'm going to use the other stuff. Not necessarily because of the fact that the battles in here are particularly challenging. Some of them are, of course, but you know, you get a few of those in every dungeon where they're somewhat challenging at least. It's more about the fact that I'd like to try to keep my levels as low as I can because that adds to the challenge of this game for me, and that's good for me. I'd like to do the bonus dungeons and end up coming out on the other side no higher than level 50. I don't know if it's doable, but we're going to give it our damnedest, so... Alright, Lava Worm, we can handle Lava Worm. If everybody gets a crit, we can handle Lava Worm, no problem. Oh, that'll pretty much work, too. Very nice. Thought he was dead there. Now he's dead. Very nice. And in this chest, an antidote. Okay, I just gotta remember not to step on that tile again. Some money. The ice brand. Ooh, that's nice. That'll help out against enemies weak to ice in here. Yeah, and that's a pretty good increase in DPS there. So I think we'll stick with that for a little while. Up here we have a trap chest with a preemptive strike against the lava worm. Good, because now I can test out my new ice brand and see if that does. Ooh, nice damage. It's probably weak to ice, so that's probably why we did so much damage there. I think these worms only have like 200 HP, so it's not a huge deal to take care of them. Maybe 250. Oh no, it's dead though, so that's fine. We get a flame shield here. Can Russo use that? Nope. Which means probably you can't either. Nope. So nobody can use that damn thing just yet. We can double check. Yeah, Warrior Knight Ninja. Rip. Rip most of the equipment I'm gonna get at this point in the game. And some money. Okay. So this path is done. Next path. I think there is a path down from here. So that's the one we want to go after. Right down here. Yeah. Just a little healing. Probably give Norn a potion. Probably give Sid a potion. Or, you know what? We'll have Russo cure them. He's not doing too much with his MP right now, so might as well. Okay, we're good. Let's keep going. Who in their right mind willingly steps in lava, man? I guess we do. That looks like a trap tile. I think we're gonna avoid that tile after this. Just to be safe. Now the only problem that we're gonna start running into here is that we're gonna have a little bit of a conundrum with our red mage because Russo has weapons, swords, that are super effective against most enemy types at this point. But on top of that, he also has Temper, which we really kind of need to use on Norn in order to keep her offensive potential up with the rest of the party. We need to Temper and Haste her in battles where she can't really do that much damage. So I'm going to have to weigh my options between Russo casting Temper and Haste on Norn and using his effective damage against things. So 10 gil. Oh, that wasn't even worth it. There's down and to the right. I'm going to go to the right next because I think this is where we'll find some more treasure. And dead end with a treasure room. Sweet. And that chest probably had something in it at one point, but not anymore. That's more like it. Alright. Got our cottage back, so that's good. And now we just need to find the exit for this floor, and then I think we're pretty close to the end here. Actually, it didn't take as long as I figured it would to get through this whole thing, but I suppose that was to be expected. This dungeon isn't exactly terribly long, and I probably didn't need to split it in two like I did, because I have ethers, but I figured, why the hell not? If you need time to take a break, to heal up, to go back and purchase supplies, if you need to do any of that stuff, where I cut it off is probably a good point to do that, because you can be very liberal with your MP like I was and just kind of go from there. So that HP growth wasn't exactly like you there, Moira, but the rest is doing just fine, so that's good. Probably down here is the way to the exit, I would think. So we'll just meander around until we find it. More treasure, sweet. There's a heal there. I'll probably use ethers to get myself all the way back back up to full MP before we're done here. So yeah, I probably could have gotten away with just having Russo and Sid attack this guy, but that's okay. So that way I could have had Moira do a little healing, but we're fine. Incidentally, let's have Russo do some healing because his MP ain't doing nothing, so... Okay, good. That one's empty. Up here, another trap. What's in this trap? More fire lizards. Okay. That's fine and dandy. This might hurt a little, though. Well, not as bad as I thought. Maybe we got more magic defense multipliers since we leveled up there. I'll have to look. Another regular staff. I don't know why they keep putting those in treasure chests, man. It just doesn't make much sense to me. Where does it list magic defense? Does it list magic defense? No, it doesn't really. Ah, whatever. It did less damage than it was going to do before there, for some reason. Maybe there's a glitch with Null Blaze where it just remains through a bunch of battles. Okay, so this is the basement 5th floor, so there's a bunch of different ways you can go. We need to find the way that leads to the boss of the area. And of course, if you step on the trap tiles, it doesn't hurt you very much, and you can kind of just run around. I don't think you can die to lava, so if you're like running around the ends of the room where the lava is, you can pretty much just do this and just keep going from there. I think... Some of these rooms, I think, have treasure in them, but I think the treasure chests are mostly empty. I don't think there's anything in any of these rooms, to be honest with you. I know what... I think I know. I shouldn't say I know, but I think I know which one I need to go to in order to find the Fiend of Fire, but... yeah. We'll explore around a little, just to say we did. We need to go all the way down from here so we can say we explored this end of the room, too. We'll do a heal. Like I said, I'm not too concerned with MP because we'll have enough ethers to restore her back to full and then some, so... That'd be good. Is it a trap tile? Or maybe the lava worms are just coming out in full force here. Because it's the 5th floor of the dungeon, and that's where things start getting nasty. Well, I shouldn't talk about nasty just yet because we're not on the dungeon that a lot of people consider to be nasty yet. That's the next dungeon. Although I don't know if that exactly carries over from the NES version into this version of the game. In the NES version, the next dungeon is Hell, but, well, I guess technically this one is Hell. The next dungeon is Hell Frozen Over, but that we'll get to in a little bit. Don't worry about that for now. For now, we'll just worry about these lava worms that I keep slaughtering. Alrighty, let's see. Nothing down here, I don't think. Preemptive strike, nice. You know, Norn, that dinky little knife you've got there is kind of blue like the ice brand. Maybe it has hidden ice damage and we just don't know it yet. Whole lot of nothing? Whole lot of nothing. I'm beginning to sense a trend here. Well, I'll tell you what we're going to do. If I find the boss room, I'm just going to go for it, because I already have to go back to the Cavern of Earth anyway. I missed some treasure over there. Not anything super important, mostly just money, but I did miss a little bit of treasure in there, so we're going to go back for that eventually. Not quite yet, but once we get a different... actually, that would be a spoiler, wouldn't it? Okay, well, eventually we'll be going back, but not quite yet. Excuse me. This looks promising. Aha! We found it. There's 1, 2, 3 other rooms. I don't think there's anything in them. Okay, we'll just stay here. But yeah, if I have to, I'll come back for the treasure. It's not a huge deal. I don't mind. Some potions are in order, I think. Heal back to full with these regular potions, because they're less expensive than ethers, and then we'll use as many ethers as we need to in order to get back up to full. I'll use that dry ether. It fully restores MP. Maybe I should save that for later. I'll save that for later. Get you back to full. Probably don't need to get you to full, but, you know, we'll get you to full anyway, because why the hell not? And now we'll save in front of this other fiend here. Surprising how quick we got through this dungeon, but I suppose this part of the game usually doesn't take a terribly long amount of time. It's usually the next crystal takes a little while because you can explore a little bit more once you get through this crystal. And then the final crystal I don't think takes very long either, now that I think about it. This isn't exactly a long game. I'll probably be done with it in about 15 hours, so but, we're pretty much halfway there at this point, which makes sense because here we are at the second crystal, the Crystal of Fire, which we need to now try to restore the light to. So let's see what this person has to say, this fiend. So you are the ones who defeated the Fiend of Earth and roused Merilith from her slumber. What the hell kind of an accent did I just come up with for this person? Thing. Snake lady. The power of the burning flame is mine and mine alone. Those who would oppose me shall burn in hellfire. I don't think so. I think you're going straight to hell for boss time against Merilith, the second of the four fiends. I could have been a little more upbeat with that whole for boss time thing, but that's okay. I think you can cast Confuse on her to make her attack herself, but then she becomes unconfused. So we're not going to worry about that for right now. We're going to worry about getting our Thief tempered and hasted up. We can cast Null Blaze, and then maybe we'll start casting Protect on people once we get Temper and Haste going. Probably a good idea because she does some good damage there. Let's see. Okay, well they're not doing too much there. How about you do that since you're gonna be tempered and hasted by the time we're done here. Actually, since you have higher speed than Sid does, why don't you throw that high potion out, then you'll be all tempered and hasted up for the next turn. Start getting Protect up on people here, Moira. Eventually Russo will be able to help you out with that, but we won't be able to do that just yet. In the meantime, we'll keep the healing going, and we'll just, you know, do whatever we can while we're at it. Ow. That ain't good. Yeah, throw out more high potions, this time for yourself. Okay, get haste up on Sid. Let's do a Healara, just to say we did, and just attack Sid. Oh, Jesus Christ. I'm gonna have to re-temper and haste her now, damn it. And re-null blaze her, actually, now that I think about it. Ooh, nice damage. Yeah, get temper up on him. Use life to get Norn up, and hope to God that Merilith doesn't attack when we get through this part. Okay, there's Fyra. We got Null Blaze, so we should be in a little bit better shape. Yeah, that's not too bad. We're gonna have to heal very shortly, though. So, okay, toss yourself a high potion there. Let's get a Cura going for you there. We'll do another Null Blaze so that Norn doesn't take a big hit, and then just go to town, Sid. Do your thing! Oh, damn it. I was hoping I'd have enough, but I didn't have enough. Here's where we start running into problems with getting all this going. Okay, well, while we're waiting, let's try getting Confused on her, just to see if we can. Hee hee! Not bad. Alright, now don't kill her before we get Norn back up here. Okay, toss that high potion, get a Kirigo. Oh, she's still confused. How good. How fortunate for us! No Blaze, and then I just attack. I think my physical attack might undo her confuse, but that's okay. We'll see. Nope, guess it didn't. It's not quite like the other Final Fantasies just yet. Alright, so we'll get No Blaze going. I'm not going to bother with tempering and hasting just yet. Norn is doing just fine tossing potions to everybody, I think, so we should be okay. Well, maybe I should. Yeah, I'm gonna. And then we'll get Protect going on Norn so she doesn't die again, and then just attack. Okay, it's not quite gonna do it. Sorry that I turned this battle into kind of a joke. Usually, Confuse doesn't have a very good hit rate, so I didn't expect very much when I cast it, but I suppose I was wrong. Well, there you go. Everybody's alive, and Merilith is not. I'll see you in hell, Snack Lady. Not bad on the kill there. Alright, Norn, it's your turn to light the crystal. Do yo thing, girl. After a hard-fought fight, Norn will take on the responsibility of relighting the Crystal of Fire. Nice! That's 2 crystals down. Nice job, Warriors of Light. Meanwhile, in a place we haven't been to yet. You actually can't get here until after Merilith dies anyway, so... That's another statue that teleported away. I wonder what it could mean. Well, the Crystal of Fire is relit, so our job here is done. Let's take the teleporter and get out of here. It is still functioning, right? Yeah, it's just the emulator that's not showing it up. RIP. Okay, so the Crystal of Fire is lit, and it looks like Norn is going to be our party leader for the very end of the game here, because I'm going to set them up in order based on how the crystals show up on the screen there. So it's going to be Norn, and then Russo, and then whether Moira or Cid are going to be 3rd and 4th, we don't know yet, but we'll find out once we get through this part. I'm going to use a tent before we go any further. And we'll head back to Crescent Lake. I don't think we can use those level 6 spells yet, can we? Let's find out. Hold on. Moira? Nope, not yet. Okay, well, we'll be going back to Crescent Lake anyway eventually, but I do know that Russo can use level 5 magic now, so we'll go back to Melmond and we'll buy him Firaga and Curaga there. Actually, I think it's in opposite order to those two. It'll probably be Curaga and then Firaga. But that's neither here nor there, because right now we need to make it over there first, so... Let's do this. Then we need to switch our formation, because the next crystal that we're going to be taking on here is the Crystal of Water, which means Moira is going to finally get a chance to come out of the 3rd party slot and be in the spotlight. Should I keep Russo there? Now we'll switch it up. We'll put the twins in front, and we'll put Russo at the very end here. I know that the Crystal of Earth is right here, and that means that Norn is technically holding it, but that's okay. The twins need their day in the sun, damn it. Alright, so let's get back to Crescent Lake, then we'll get back to Melmond, and then we'll go from there. How's it feel to be party leader, Moira? Let's equip... Let's equip the Great Sword there. Probably deal a little more damage. That bonus damage. Gotta take advantage of that bonus damage. These white cracks are going to be the death of me. Why don't we do that, and then that, and then try this. Ow! These guys are tougher than the enemies inside of Mount Kalk. That is sad. No. Not quite enough. Okay. Okay, well, we can get our Healara on because these guys aren't that tough. How about a Thundara, actually? That might do a little more damage to these enemies that are in the river. We're gonna need that heal, and we're gonna need it now. There we go. Now, those combined with the Thundara should be okay. Yeah, those White Crocs have got to be weak to it. It didn't kill them, but, you know, that's okay. Get rid of that one, hit that one, and then do another Thundara, and we'll be, okay. I don't know if we'll be great, but we'll be okay. Okay, cool. And that's that. Not bad on the EXP there, though. That's pretty fantastic. Use Healara because we won't be in this river for that long. Actually, since we're not using your MP for too much else right now, we'll do this, that, and that. That's fine. And we should be fine to get back. We should have enough supplies to get back to Crescent Lake fairly comfortably here, especially since it's like right there. So the enemies on the river can be tricky to take care of, though, so don't underestimate them. They might kick your ass a little bit. The town is down here? Yes. Okay, I mean, I could have checked the map if I wasn't being so lazy, but, you know, that's alright. Regular old piranhas. I don't think they're that big of a deal, are they? Well, everybody attack the Ochu, and then you just cast Thundara. And we'll see how that does. Nice block. Okay, so those guys can be handled with one Thundara. That is good to know, because that's probably how I'm going to handle them from here on out. Not that we're going to be fighting that many more piranhas, but, you know. Alright. Back in Crescent Lake. How's our supply thing doing? We should be okay. Let's go back to Melmond. We'll get back to Melmond before we rest, and then we should be in halfway decent shape here. Preemptive heal. How about we fight that guy with you two, and then do that. Please don't only get the troll that I just attacked. God damn it, why'd I jinx it? Kind of surprised, though. It seems like we're not taking as much damage as we could be taking. We're still taking some damage, but it's not a huge amount. You two get that guy. I'm gonna try putting them to sleep again, just to say I tried. No luck, huh? Damn. Too bad, so sad. But that's alright, we'll get some healing going, and then we'll get through these Minotaurs. No problem. Yeah, heal Russo. And, actually, you can probably handle the Minotaur maybe on your own at this point, Sid. We'll see. Actually, well, yeah, since Norn can handle it by herself, I think you can handle the Minotaur by yourself there, Sid. Yeah. Good, good. Ooh, nice HP increase, that 30 health. Very nice. Good MP for Russo, too. We're getting there, man. We're getting there. Granted, the problem that I'm going to have if I'm going to try to keep my levels low, I'd like to get through the final dungeon by, like, level 40-ish, but, if we keep gaining tons and tons of EXP like we are, it might not be... That might be a pipe dream. Ooh, Sid got a 4th hit. Because he had 3 hits on his fists there. When you get to 8 hits, you get a 3rd hit animation. So, that's pretty nice. Those are... Now I think when you get to 16 hits is when you get a 4th animation there. I guess we'll find out. Nice. But yeah, you get a ton of EXP from these guys, so it's like, if you're concerned with levels, don't be. They probably won't ever be a problem. It's like there ain't nothing to worry about with this party. Basically using the no worries party because, you know, they just deal enough damage. They don't really need a lot of equipment. I'm further restricting the equipment anyway because I could be equipping my thief with like swords and stuff, but I said, Norn can use small arms, that's it. And I mean, Cid just punches stuff, so it's like, he don't need nothing, man. He don't need nothing other than his 2 fists. Okay, we made it back to our, made it back to our ship. So now let's go to Melmond. The next area that we need to go to is here. I don't know if anybody tells you that. Maybe if we go back to Crescent Lake, we'll be able to find out something more about that. But we'll save that for in a little bit because we need to go back to Melmond first so I can buy some spells. Because believe it or not, Firaga will actually be pretty useful in the coming area. I don't know that I'll be using it all that much, but you know, worth having it just to say we do, so. Probably don't need to use Thundara because these guys are pretty weak on their own, but just might as well take care of them all at once. Save me the trouble. It's not like I don't have the MP for it after all. Let's see. Go over this way and aha! Here we go. Oh no, that's Elfheim. How did I get all the way down here? Whoops. Well, that's not where we wanted to go. I thought I was going a little too far south. Like, wait a minute. I don't think the Devil's Tail goes this far south. I should have checked my map. But who needs a map? I guess I do. Obviously. Because I don't know my cardinal directions. Oops. I don't need a Thundara for 1 shark. Because we're having Phileo Shark from 1 attack, so that's a thing. It's up here, because that's the Devil's Tail right there, I think. Yeah, we can Thundara these Sahagins. Why not? Should take care of the big eyes, too. Or the big eye. The one big eyes. I wonder if you take more damage when you're paralyzed. That would be interesting to look up, but sadly, Final Fantasy 1 is not my area of expertise. That's Final Fantasy 2. Because if I didn't know that game back and front and left and right and center, then I wouldn't have gotten through it nearly as easily as I can. But that is a story for another time, because for now, we need to rest up and restore and refresh ourselves so that we're ready for the coming fights. Because, to be honest with you, the next dungeon will probably take the entirety of the time that I have left in the stream here. If I'm anticipating it correctly. I may not be, so... Okay, so, Russo can get level 5 spells now, so let's get him Curaga. We can't really bother with anything else, I don't think, until he's a red wizard. Maybe life, but I don't really need that because I have life on Moira there, and I have Phoenix Downs if I don't have her available. I'd like to get him teleport, but I don't think I can purchase it for him. Let's get Firaga first, just to be safe. And then teleport. Yeah, can't learn this spell because he's not a red wizard. So, I could get Slowra. Will I use Slowra at any point before we get the class change? No. I don't think I will. So teleport transports us to the previous floor. There's another spell that you can get later on in the game called Exit, which just takes you straight up out of the dungeon. So maybe... because this could be useful in terms of our mobility in dungeons, but... I'm trying to think of places where I can use it, because once we do the class change, let's see. There's how many dungeons left once we do the class change? 1, 2, 3, and then the bonus dungeons. I know teleport does not work in the bonus dungeons, and I know it does not work in the final dungeon, and that's one of those 3. So the only place I guess it would be useful is in the 2 dungeons before that. Screw it, we're going off script. We're buying Slowra! Because it actually might be fairly useful for bosses that can do more than one attack, like or you know, regular enemies or mini bosses that can do more than one attack. That would be dangerous to us, because some enemies can do more than one attack, but it's not dangerous because it does like 1 damage a hit. But Slowra, if it hits, from what I understand, reduces the enemy's number of attacks to like 1 hit, which is fan-damn-tastic. Like, if they're doing 8 hits and like 300, 400 damage and you Slowra them, you're in good shape. If it works that way. I don't know that it works that way, but I guess we'll have some time to test it, won't we? Since we're going to be busy doing all of that stuff. Okay. Oops. So let's get back in our ship. We'll go back to Crescent Lake. Buy some supplies, and then we'll head up to the next area. We'll see if the sages... The sages might be able to tell us where to go next. I think maybe somebody told us where to go next before this. I'm not 100% sure. Oh, and Moira can use level 6 spells now. Good, good. That means we can make more purchases and get this money to stop burning a damn hole in my pocket, because I have 100,000 of it and I don't know what to do with it. Well, I do know what to do with it. We will want to save some of it for a little later, because when we start getting up to the northern continents, their items start becoming very expensive. So... we don't wanna F with that. So instead, we'll just save our money now, and then we'll benefit from it later. I know for a fact that other than the magic that we'll have to be buying from Moira and Russo, we have Norn's next upgraded weapon is available in one of the areas on the northern continent. There's probably an upgrade for Russo there too. Not in that particular area, but somewhere on the northern continents. And I think there's another upgrade for Moira as well, but I don't think that is a weapon that we can buy. I think it's a weapon that we find somewhere. I think these scorpions can drop spider's silk, if I remember correctly. And that's a nice item to have if you don't have a slow on anybody, because it lets you cast slow. Now, it's not Slowra, so it's not as useful as it could be, but it is slow on all enemies if everything inflicts physical damage isn't that bad, so... You keep healing there, Moira. We'll take care of the mooks here. What do you have equipped anyway? Greatsword? Why don't we go with Mithril Sword for now? We'll equip the Ice Brand in a little while and attack that. Yep. Because these anacondas shouldn't be too much of a problem here. Actually, I probably could have gotten away with using the Ice Brand for a little bit there. Not after this, though, because the next dungeon we're going to, the enemies, if anything, they resist ice, so it's probably for the best that I keep it off until we're done in the next dungeon, so... We might get Spider Silk out of this. It's not as useful, though, Spider Silk, as it is in, like, say, Final Fantasy IV. In Final Fantasy IV, it's way useful because it's, I believe, offensive, like, status items or offensive items that you use in Final Fantasy IV, at least in the PSP version, I believe they have 100% accuracy, which you can't always say of slow when you cast it from your White Mage in Final Fantasy IV because they might not have the accuracy to do what they need to do with it, but offensive items don't got that problem. Here, though, not so good. I got poisoned by a scorpion stinger. I can still fight. I'll fight all the harder. Yeah, we'll do that, and that, and that. At least the anacondas don't really poison you. And that makes sense because I don't think they can poison you in real life, so... Alright, back in Crescent Lake. So we'll rest at the inn, we'll go buy some items to restock on our supplies, we will go get level 6 spells from Moira, and then we'll talk to the Circle of Sages and see what they have to say about all of this craziness going on in the world. That'll work. I'm just looking at how the spells look in my inventory there. It's that OCD thing again that I talked about, where you gotta have things a certain way, you know. Although I do have so much money now, it's kind of ridiculous, so maybe I should just reorganize them by just discarding and then buying them again. I don't know. Let's get to 40 potions. Just to have them to top people off with. We'll get to 40 of these as well. And 40 of these as well. And then we'll buy up to 25 of these. I don't think I'll ever need this many of any of these items, but, you know, might as well have them just to have them. Why not? I can probably sell some stuff too. We can sell this sleeping bag. It's not going to really do me that much good when we can just buy tents. So we'll keep these weapons with effective damage for a little while. Well, maybe not, because now is when we're going to start getting into the point where elemental weapons are going to do more for us. The Mithril Axe can go, though, because we won't need that ever. The staff can go. Will we need 2 Mithril Shields? I don't know. I'm going to keep 1 Mithril Helm and the Mithril Gloves, though, because I think I can... No, actually, I'll get rid of the Mithril Gloves, because we'll be able to use something better than that before we'll be able to use those, so... I don't think Red Wizards can use Mithril Shields. Let's find out. Nope, Warrior, Knight, and Ninja, and I'm not going to be using it with my Ninja, so we'll get rid of the Mithril Shield. There. Mithril Shields, I should say plural. I'm going to keep the Flame Shield, though, because I think we'll be class changing before we find anything better than that. Yeah, we'll get rid of these. We don't need the money, but we'll get rid of them because I don't think they're going to be that terribly useful for me. Great Sword as well. Yeah, Great Sword as well. Keep the Ice Brand, though, because that's going to be halfway decent for attacking. Not right now, like I said, because in the next dungeon we're not going to need them to do other things, but the swords we've got, they're probably just fine. Alright, level 6 White Magic. What we got here? Here we go. What you got for me? Okay, so I want to get So the exit spell is the one that I was talking about that transports the party completely out of the dungeon there. We're eventually going to get that for Russo once he's a red wizard, but we can't get that for him right now because, well, he's not a red wizard. Instead, we can get all 3 of the other spells for Moira, so that's what we're going to do. We're going to get hers. What order did I want these in? Stona, Invisora, Protera. Okay. We can get rid of the level 5 line on my notes because I just got all of them, and we can get rid of all of Moira's there. There we go. Alright, so. Stona, Invisora, and Protera. So now we'll probably be using Protera and Invisora a little bit more because of the fact that they're, basically it raises, it's like the Invis and Protect spells, except it's on the entire party. So those will both help out a lot with the up-and-coming boss fights. Sometimes I might have some trouble casting it with Moira, though, because she has to keep up on healing, but we'll find a way around that eventually, too. Once we get a red wizard in our party and a certain item that we can't get quite yet. But we'll get it eventually here. Okay, do any of you say anything new about where we need to go? Because the dancer wasn't really helping me. And nope. 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 Okay, I don't think there's anybody that directly tells you where to go next. I know that we got some information about a levy stone in one of the towns. I don't remember which. I think it was in Melmond, maybe. Where we got some information about a levy stone. Oh, never mind. Here we go. He's going to tell us. Well, if you sleep it off after you get back, then yes, you definitely wouldn't hear the end of it, would you? Okay, so he gave us a hint as to where we're supposed to go next. There's supposedly a levy stone to the north in the cave there. So that's where we need to go next. In order to get there, we're going to need to take the ship up to this dock, come around, and use the rivers here in order to get to the cave. So that's what we'll go do. And then we need to take the levy stone and do something with it, but we don't know what that something is just yet. We'll find out, though, once we meander our way around the lake here. And then we'll also find out if the next dungeon is as hellish as everyone chalks it up to be. It probably will be kinda hellish for me because I'm not using a map, so that's probably gonna make things a little bit tricky-dick, but makes it more fun. I've played this game a million times already. Well, not a million, but probably enough to where I can only just barely count it on my hands, so. Since I've played it that many times, sometimes you need to spice things up a little bit in order to make the playthrough more interesting. And I think that will sufficiently spice things up. So that's what we're gonna do. We need to go in this inlet, right? Yeah, here we go. And so down here is where we need to go. I believe there's access to the river here, yes. So we can access the river from here. Then we just need to sail in, up, around, and down until we get to this part, and then we can go into the cave there. It's straight up from here, right? I guess we're gonna find out. You do that, and you do that. I think that Hydra is a lower level-ish enemy. I think we fought him in like the Cavern of Earth or something, so he shouldn't be too much of a problem there. It's straight up from here, right? Yes, straight up, and then just keep going straight, take a left, and then we're good. That leads back around, so we'll go this way. Keep going straight, because that's a dead end. With some land on it, but, you know, that's not what we're concerned with. Because up there is just a big old dead end, so... Oh, here we go. Hold on a second. We could go down here first, just to check it out. There's a cave down here that we couldn't probably access. Well, we could access it before this, but let's go check it out anyway, is what I'm saying. I was going to say, wow, we're going to have to rely on a little bit of extra damage there in order to get through this one, but wasn't quite enough between Moira and Cid. It's kind of sad, actually. Okay. And away we go. And here we have Whisperwind Cove. One of the other bonus dungeons that we can't do anything with just yet. Don't be concerned if there are about any enemies in this area, because you can't run into enemies on this river. It's one of the only places where there's a river and you can't run into enemies. God bless you? Huh. Wonder what language that is. Nah, probably not something that we'll be able to understand anytime soon. But we can't get into the Whisperwind Cove because there's a statue resonating with the eerie howling of wind blocking it. So in order to get in here, we're going to need to take care of the Crystal of Wind first, but the Crystal of Water is our next priority. So we'll take care of the Crystal of Water, and then we'll take care of the Crystal of Wind after that. We've actually already gone to Lifespring Grotto, which is the place that unlocks after we beat the Fiend of Water. So once we take care of that, we'll be in better shape. And actually, I think the enemies up here aren't as challenging as some of the enemies on the way to Mount Gulg. I'm not exactly sure why that is. Maybe they wanted you to go up here first, but then how would you know to go up here unless you've played the game before? Because the guy that tells you to go up here is asleep until you're done with Mount Gulg, so I don't know. I don't know what the correct direction is. We've established this already because I don't have a map, so I'm not exactly the person to be taking the most sage advice from there. And down here we can figure out what enemies are in this area. Just the same old thing that we've been fighting forever here. That is one thing that Final Fantasy I kind of doesn't do with its enemy types, is that it doesn't really vary them up all that much unless you're inside of dungeons. On the overworld, it's kind of like you'll be basically fighting similar things all the way through. So, Diara. I don't think we need a Diara to kill them, but it's only 4 ghasts. I mean, that's not going to be bad. Yeah, we probably could have gotten away with just a Dia, because it would have done like 50 damage to all of them. Oh well. Not a big deal, because we can just tent up right here and then we'll be good. Like, see, like, come on, Goblin Guards, Werewolves, like, seriously, guys? Are you sure this is what you want to be spending your encounters on? I guess they heard me. They were like, you're poisoned now. Just for that insult, you're poisoned now. Have fun. Oh, don't you worry, developers. I will have fun with your poison because I'm going to heal it off in about 2 seconds. Whether it happens during the battle or after, it won't matter because it will be gone. After I viciously murder this goblin with my knife, that is. Let's get right here first. Well, we're going to heal it off anyway, so might as well not use our antidote resources. And tent it up! There we go. Okay, so we're going to save out here, and then if things start getting really bad in the beginning of the dungeon, I'll probably save like every floor or something like that if I'm really trying to be super careful. But, yeah, we'll see. We'll see how bad it gets when I go inside of the Cavern of Ice. Like I said, literally hell frozen over in the NES version. We'll see how bad it is in this version. And I'm running here. I'm not slip-sliding on the ice, but That would add to the dungeon's charm, I guess. Quote-unquote charm, if you were slip-sliding on the ice and there were ice puzzles in addition to the other stuff that this dungeon has you doing, which is fighting some crazy difficult enemies, from what I understand. Well, it's not crazy difficult, it's just that you encounter them in large groups and they have lots of HP, and they can do nasty things to you and your party if you're not careful, so just gotta be careful, that's all. Just gotta not be afraid to heal when the healing is necessary, and other than that, just keep your HP up, keep your guard up, do as much damage as you can, and we should pull through. Of course, the only issue that I'm going to be having in this Crystal of Water section of the game is that my primary healer is out in front, so that could be a little troublesome. Cura should be enough, yeah, basically. And if we do this, we're basically back to full. Cool. Don't let Matoya's cave music fool you either. This place is not very nice. Thankfully, I don't think that the first couple of floors really have much for you in the way of branching paths or treasure chests or any of that sort of stuff. It's basically just a straight shot, I think. That, I think, is going to be where we're going to come out eventually. Come out to eventually, but not quite yet. These guys didn't die from a Diara, so maybe a Diaga is in order. I have enough ethers to make it through, so... I think we'll be taking this entire dungeon in one run, so that could be a mistake, but... we'll see. Haha! One Diaga will take care of them. Good, good. Yeah, we'll use your MP again. There you go. I don't know that there's anything down here, though. Nope, dead end. Alrighty, so let's continue. It was like I said. Okay, so we also have cockatrices. These are the other enemies that are dangerous in Mount Gulg there. I think they're in Mount Gulg. I'm not 100% sure. They're dangerous because they can stone you. Thankfully, I have access to both Stona and Invisora now, so that shouldn't be too much of a problem. But I'd still like to be fairly careful if I can afford to be. How do I want to play this? Cockatrices don't have that much HP either, but maybe putting them to sleep would be a good idea. Because then I don't have to worry about their... I think they use Gaze and that turns you to stone, so... if we deal with that, then we don't have to worry. And like Pyralisks, I'm pretty sure cockatrices don't have that much HP to deal with, so as long as you're halfway decent at fighting, then you should be fine. Yeah, we'll do that. Oh, there's a stone. That's no good. I'll have to heal that off next turn. Good thing I've got some gold needles. Okay, close one. He's awake now, so that ain't good. Let's use Stona. And we'll defend with everybody else, because I think if you're stoned, you don't get, what's it called? Experience for the battle. Which is not what I want, so I want to keep everybody as even as we possibly can. So the regular attacks can inflict stone. Gotta keep that in mind, because if you run into a big group and they ambush you, well, it was nice knowing you. Oh, more Pisca demons. Oh boy. How about a Protera? Let's use Protera and see if we can't make that work for us. And then Thundara. Ooh, good hit. Not good hit. Too close, bad touch. Thundara should do some decent damage. Not incredible, but decent. That should keep us protected a little bit better. Yeah, that's not bad on the damage there. It would be nice if they'd stop all attacking Moira, but I suppose I asked for that when I put her in the front slot, didn't I? Oh well. We have healing. We'll be good. I can almost one-shot these guys with Thundara now, which is pretty nice. A couple more levels in Russo, I'll be able to do that. I think it's best for us to do some attacking and then just use Cura to keep Moira's HP up there. If I can get it off in time. I don't know. Nope, not quite. We'll just do it after battle. That's fine. But they do still give a lot of EXP and Gil there, the Pisca Demons, so I can't complain about that. Alright. Next floor. This is the floor that just has the big room in the center, right? And it's just 2 paths, there's nothing on it, and you just go all the way down and around, right? I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Yep, there's nothing up to the left there. So we'll just make do with what we've got. Okay. I think eventually we'll run into an area here where we're going to have to worry about ice spikes on the floor. And they're just like lava. You only take 1 HP damage per person, but yeah, gotta be careful there. Okay, so these guys are a little tricky to deal with as well because I think they can use Mind Blast to paralyze your entire party. And if that sounds terrible, well, it pretty much is. I'm gonna try to get silence on them. Okay, well, they only got 1 there, so that's not too bad. I don't know how much HP they have and whether or not they're vulnerable to silence, but it's worth a shot. They've probably got a lot of magic defense, though, so it probably won't help me to do that. Maybe physical attacks are the way to go. Of course, if my best physical attacker is under paralysis, that doesn't help us, but, you know, we got them. Let's check those guys out, Mind Flayers. Where are you? Down here. You are not resistant to anything. Okay, you just have a lot of magic defense, so that's why silence didn't really work too well on you. Good to know. How much HP did they have again? 112. Okay, that's fine. Okay, so the area that we're looking for, I believe, is right there. Yeah, that's the levee stone right there. But as you can see, there are cracks in the floor. And unfortunately, the levee stone is completely surrounded by cracks in the floor, so we have no way of getting to it directly from here. Because if we step on a spot, it's not like in Pokemon where you can step on it once before it falls over in Generation 3. You just step on it and then it falls out from underneath you, so you can't really do that. We'll get the treasure while we're here, though. And get cornered by Dark Wizards! Oh boy. Well, at least we got a preemptive strike there. I think a Protera is in order, just to say we did. I don't know if these guys can cast, like, what's it called? Death, like Astos can, but I suppose if they can cast Death, casting Confuse on them would probably be a good idea, because then they'll cast it on each other instead of me! Aw. It's all I wanted in life, man. Try Invisora too, just so we have the 2 there. And then just go all out then, since we can't really... They probably have high magic defense, just like the Mind Flayers, so... We'll just be careful. Fight Raga! Uh-oh. This is gonna hurt. Ow! That stings a little bit. Well, that didn't do too much. Thank you, Protera and Invisora. How about a Healara? I'm just using the shit out of all of Moira's MP here, but that's okay. That's what it's there for, after all. Oh, boy. Okay, note to self, when I'm fighting Dark Wizards, use Null Blaze. Alright, well that takes care of that. Alright, we got some levels out of it, too. Sweet. Not a whole lot of HP to go around, but that's alright. Levels are appreciated. Clothes? Who put these here? Is this someone's idea of a sick joke? Come on, man. Not cool. Use these just to heal ourselves all the way back up. Go. Nice. And now, yeah, we'll just quietly and gently sneak our way around these here floor tiles. Actually, I could do a Diara instead of a Dialga, because Dialga costs like, what, twice the MP of Diara? So, maybe that's not such a good idea. We'll do Fire just in case. I could demonstrate Firaga, but I already technically have demonstrated it because what's it called? The Dark Wizards just used it on us, so might as well conserve a little bit while we're still meandering our way around here. HP check, not bad. Okay, let's watch the cracks. Okay, good. Gently. And then, more Dark Wizards. Bunch of Spectres, but we got a preemptive strike. Okay, cool. Yeah, we got a preemptive strike. We can handle this. So probably have like 140 HP. I'm just guesstimating, but you know, just a rough estimate there. And that means that we can probably take care of them all fairly easily this turn. Nice block. Probably once we fall down one of the cracks, I'm going to save it. I haven't been saving it every floor, but probably will save it starting there, just to be sure, and just to be safe. Who put what in this chest? Flame sword. Okay, that's a little more useful than clothes. Let's equip that. It's a little less powerful than the Ice Brand, but that's alright because the Flame Sword is probably going to be halfway decent against the enemies that are weak to it in here. And that's not just enemies that are icy, that's also undead enemies that it works on. So the lack of damage that it has compared to the Ice Brand is made up for by the fact that there's a lot of undead enemies in this game in order to make the Dia spells useful. So we should be in better shape because of that. Alright, crack. Ah! Okay. Let us heal up. Use some of them high potions, even though I don't really need to use them all that badly. Could have used regular potions for some of that. And then we'll use some ethers. Okay, basically back to full. I need to stop doing that sword thing. Sorry, it's like muscle memory, basically. You just do it, and I don't even think about it. It doesn't take that much time, but it probably annoys some people, so... Alright, these guys could be some troublesome, so... Holy Light it is! Yeah. Because once Moira's turn goes off, well, see ya! They're all gonna hit me before her turn goes off, but you know. I was gonna say, if that gas paralyzes me, I'm gonna be unhappy. See you later, guys! Bam, boom. Nice and undead, Bane spam thingamajigger. I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. This is why I don't stream late, not just because of the fact that, there's nobody really that will watch the stuff. Well, I want to give my European audience, because I do have a few people from Europe who will watch my stuff, I want to give them a chance to watch my stuff. Here's the ice spikes I was talking about, by the way, and as you can see, yeah, like 1 damage and stuff, not bad. Right? Yeah. I want to give them a chance to watch my stuff, and if I stream this late, it's unfair to them because it's like 3 o'clock at the earliest in Europe, so 3:30 right now, right? 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, yeah. Yeah, at the earliest, so it doesn't really help them. But I also don't do it because most of the time I'm too tired from working and doing all those other things for the day to really be able to provide efficient commentary. So, what is going to trap these chests? A white dragon. Uh-oh. Yeah, we'll use heal. He can probably use something like Ice Storm or some shit like that. I've got a Flame Sword, though, so it should be a little bit better. Yeah, there's Ice Storm. How much damage is that going to do? Ow! Man, that stings. At least we have the Flame Sword to deal efficient damage to him. Effective damage to him. Ice Armor, I don't think we can use that right now either. That's going to stay in that spot, so we won't do that. Yeah, Warrior Knight and Ninja. RIP. How about a heal Aura? That's probably a good idea. Good, good. And then, oh, that's right, I don't need to do that. I tried Final Fantasy III on the NES, on an NES emulator recently, so that's why I'm kind of exiting out and going back in instead of using the L and R buttons, because I'm more used to exiting out and then going back in from that game than I am of just doing this. So, And over here we have Mithril Gloves. Won't be using those. And another White Dragon. And another White Dragon. 2 of them! Uh-oh. Preemptive Heal Aura, please and thank you. Because if they both cast Ice Storm, well... that's gonna hurt. Ah! Ow. Okay, well at least we'll hopefully get rid of one of them this turn. Yeah. If not both. BAM! Look at that damage. Not bad, Russo, not bad. The Ice Spikes also function the same way as the lava tiles did in Mount Gulg there. Basically, if you step on them, you can't get into an enemy encounter, so... if you're concerned with the enemies kicking your ass, well, there's your way out. We're almost at full. Not like I need to worry about it too much. The reason why this cave is hell, by the way, in the NES version is because the MP system was not the same in the NES version as it is here. In this version of the game, you have just your regular MP system where you have an MP total, and then... excuse me, and then you can cast all of your spells from that stock of MP. In the NES version, and I think in the PlayStation 1 version as well, you don't have that. You have charges for each level of MP, or a level of magic that you have, and you can only cast spells a certain number of times depending on your magic level. So that made things a little tricky because your higher level spells like Healara and all that stuff, they didn't have that many charges to them. So you kind of needed a lot of healing items in order to live through most of this stuff, and that just made things tricky to deal with. How about potions for everybody? Okay, more branching paths. I am going to maliciously abuse the fact that I can't get into enemy encounters on the Ice Spikes, though, because, again, trying to keep my level a little bit low if I can afford to. Oh, good. Dark Wizards again. How about a No Blaze? And we got a Preemptive Strike, so that should make things a little bit easier here. Maybe we can put them to sleep. Well, it's worth a shot. I mean, what harm is it going to do, you know? Aw. Oh well, at least we have this now. Preemptive Healara, because I know we're going to get rocked. So, how about a Silence? I'd like to try to get it on at least one of them. Their physical attacks aren't too bad to deal with either, so... I'm trying to make the status effects useful. Unfortunately, I just made it useful on only one of them, and it's the one that I'm killing right now, so ah, well. Why don't you just contribute to offense there, Moira? We'll just all go after the same enemy with physical attacks, and we'll just eliminate them one at a time. Aha! Nice damage. Ooh, big damage with the Flame Sword there. Maybe Dark Wizards are undead. I could always check. Here we go, Dark Wizard. Drops a red curtain. He is not particularly weak to anything, but he only has 105 HP, so that's fine. Let's see. His defense is actually pretty good, I think. Yeah. So maybe it's just the weapon and getting a critical hit that did it there. More dead ends. We're gonna have that happen a lot, aren't we? Okay, we got a Preemptive Strike, so we'll just do the same thing we did last time, because a big old 4-person Firaga is gonna hurt just a smidge, so let's just avoid that topic altogether. That is not the hot topic I would like to discuss with you. How about a Preemptive Heal? And then you attack this one, right? Okay, so you attack that one, and you attack that one, and you attack this one, because apparently the Flame Sword is just boss, and it can destroy the shit out of a lot of the stuff here. Okay, well, there's the Firaga that I was concerned with. How much does it do now? Oh, okay, that's fine. BAM! Sid, of course, not to be outdone, wants to do as much damage with his fists as he can, so he gets a critical hit. Nicely done, all of you. We'll heal again. And then Dogpile on the Dark Wizard. Oh my god. Oh, god damn it. So Scourge is an instant death attack that can hit every single party member. Seems a little unfair to you, because it seems a little unfair to me. Thundaga. Oh my god. Ow. Alright, so he's got like 12 HP left, guys. That's all we need to do to get rid of him. So I will heal Aura, but we need to beat him up. Oh crap, hang on. Here we go. Come on, damage. Okay, thank you. Woo! Thank you for blocking that, because that would have been bad. We would have been out some EXP there on Norn if she had died there. Thank you, evasiveness. Okay, so yeah, there's the big problem of the whole dungeon is Scourge. Scourge is not nice. I think I'm gonna save it again. I didn't need to use 2 of those. I could have used a potion. Oh well. Getting a little low on MP there as well, so we'll just restore that bad boy back up there. Okay. We will need to buy more supplies when we get out of here, but thankfully this place does give us a lot of gil, so that should be fine. Yeah, when stuff like that happens, it's like, I don't really want to deal with that. Okay, dead end. Use the ice spikes. Go this way, and then we'll go to the right. Remoraz. I don't think I've ever encountered this guy before. Well, let's see what he's all about. Maybe he's a rare enemy. Ow! That hurt a lot. Well, he's a dead enemy now. So I suppose it doesn't matter if he's rare or not. There we go. So down first. Maybe the stairs are down here, because it looks like another branching path. Uh-oh. Okay, I was gonna say... Oh my god! Oh, these guys can inflict instant death with their physical attacks. That's... I don't like that. I don't like that at all. Alright, so... How about we do that? You throw a high potion at yourself because you have the highest agility, and then just everybody punch you. Uh-oh. Okay, well, I think Russo can handle this. Yeah. Good, good. Okay, so, Dark Wizards and Mind Flayers are both very nasty. To keep that in mind. Okay. We'll just make liberal use of healing and we'll be fine. So what is down here? Treasure room maybe? Looks like it to me. Might as well just go down the middle here, because then we can only get into 3 enemy encounters if we do that, right? That's the smart thing to do, right? I'm gonna save before I do it though. Because this cave is nasty. Oh, hey, no encounter here. Cool. Lots of money. Uh-oh. Trap tile? Winter Wolf. They can probably use, like, Ice Storm or something. So, no Frost, please. And then, yeah, let's use Firaga. Why the hell not? I don't think these guys are too bad, if I recall correctly. Yeah, there's the Ice Storm, so I'm glad I used Nelfrost. It's not the bad Ice Storm, though. White Dragons can use a much worse version of Ice Storm, but we've seen that already. That was the less powerful version. Nice! Firaga one-shots them. Good. And in these chests... Oh, I was going to say a little less money, but not quite. That's a lot of money right there. That's like... half of our stock, or not half, like half, really? That's what I said? a 16th of our stock or a 12th or some shit. I don't freaking know. Doesn't matter. The point is, fighting more of these guys. Well, we got a preemptive strike at least, so that should help us out a little bit. Okay, so you two can probably handle that together. Not quite. Because I didn't get a crit with Sid there. How about no shock since we've seen Thundaga? You help out up there, just in case. Yeah, I had a feeling. I had a feeling Sid would need to help out up there just a little bit. Zappity zap zap. And now you're toast. Haha. Wonder how blunt that knife is getting there for Norn. Might need to sharpen that up a little bit before we get out of here. We'll take the path to the right. I'm anticipating it probably leading to some stairs, so if it does, we'll just go back. But yeah, I'm not going to be afraid to use up on my best attacks here because, like I said, this place is not very nice. I think... Yeah, Norn is back up having higher HP than Sid there. Oh, boy. These peeps are crazy, man. Okay, that takes care of that. How many ethers do I have left? 29? Okay, so we've got enough for, like, another big old round of healing there. This looks like it kind of laps around here, loops a little bit. Okay, there's the stairs. Alright, so it doesn't loop around, but up there might be some more treasure, so we'll go give it a shot. That looks like a dead end, so we won't go that way. Oh, more blood bones. Good. Good, just what I wanted in my life. I'm gonna stack Fyra and Diara. I don't think I need both, but there's no kill like overkill, right? Wow, that wasn't even enough. Holy shit. These things are tanky for the Marsh Cave. Thankfully, they're probably fairly tame for right now, considering where we are and what level we are and how much more powerful we are than we were in the Marsh Cave. If I had a lower level fire spell that would hit all enemies, I probably could have just used that. Okay, that's not going to get us anywhere. Okay, so just go to the stairs. Uh-oh. And who's going to get paralyzed this time? Our healer. Damn. Okay. So... try this. And if we get Mind Blasted enough, well... oh, dear God. Getting Mind Blasted enough could lead to some very serious problems for us, because paralysis is not nice, and their attacks inflict instant death, and... Okay, good. We've got 2 people, so, thin their numbers out, if possible. Oh, God. Oh, shit. Alright, well, we're gonna have to deal with that. You don't get the EXP until the end of the battle, so let's do this to try to get rid of this one. Thank God for Norn's high agility, because that shit's gonna be... okay, good, good. We can use life on Sid. I'm gonna defend. Okay, good. Alright, everybody's out of paralysis, so that's good. Let's do a heal. You throw out a high potion. Attack and attack. Okay, good. Whew! We made it. Alright. That was scary, man. Like I said, it's not scary in and of the fact that we won't make it through the fight, as much as it is that, again, I have OCD about how my characters are in EXP and I want them all to be at even levels. So that, in that sense, yes, that's scary. But, yeah, we can make it. Oh, you have a lot more MP than I was giving you credit for there, Russo. Sorry. There we go. Okay. Back up to full. Save again. Sorry for the save scumming here. It's not something that I necessarily want to do, but for safety, I kind of have to do it because I don't feel like doing a lot of this stuff over again. At least it's better than it is in the PlayStation 1 and NES versions. In those versions, you're basically SOL because you can't save unless you're outside. So you're gonna have to rely on some save states for that one, buddy. Treasure chest here and then a way out. Okay, it's not trapped. Oh, thank you for the ether. I appreciate that. We have another white dragon. Everybody just attack. We should actually wait. Hold on. Hold the phone. No frost, and then everyone attack. Now it's not going to do us any good now, but ow. Haha! Nice damage there. And now, since he did that, we'll use Healara. Alright. That's a different room. Okay. So what's up here then? Anything? Nope. Alright, let's go get that treasure chest and then we'll have another look around here and see what we can find. I think there's another way that we can get to the Levy Stone from around here, so that'll be good. A Diara should take care of all these mummies. And it's just the cockatrices, so. And if one of them stones us, well, we'll be okay because there'll still be one left by the time we're done here. So. But the more of the cockatrices we get rid of, the less likely that that's going to happen, so. Haha! Won't happen this turn. Now it's just the mummies, and well, they ain't gonna see the sunshine for very long, are they? How about we do a heal? And then everybody attack. Good. Very good. As to why you don't earn EXP when you're stoned, I don't know, man. Maybe you're tripping too many balls. I don't know. Lots more money for us. You do get a ton of money in here, though, so it is worth it in that sense, because then you can go and buy a lot more upgrade materials that you might need. So, not this enemy formation again. Okay, well, like I said before, there will be one left, so if we do get stoned, I ain't worried. At least their attacks don't inflict instant death. Like, that is the stuff of my nightmares. And I'm facing them. My nightmares are made real in this dungeon. So this is probably where evasiveness is a little more useful, because then you don't have to worry about these things stoning you. We'll heal. And this is another reason why I decided to choose a thief. I chose a white mage because, of course, their multi-target healing is very useful throughout the entire game, but I also chose a thief because the thief, in spite of not being the highest DPS class, has the highest agility, so being able to attack things that are lightly armored first and being able to kill them easily, like those cockatrices, is a pretty big deal, for me anyway. Preemptive strikes are always nice when you can get them. Oh, that's a crack in the floor. I'm glad I didn't step on that. Alright, let's grab the stuff in these chests. We'll go outside and we'll see what's up there first. Uh-oh. It's an ambush, Jack! We'll see what happens here. Oh, they can inflict sleep with their physicals. That's not good. Stop it! Okay. A Diara is in order to get rid of those guys. And then, yeah, get rid of 2 of the cockatrices, hopefully. So we don't have to concern ourselves with them or their shenanigans after this. Okay, there go the mummies, so that's a good thing. We didn't get stoned this turn, so that's also a good thing. Norn is sleeping, but that's fine. Oh, there we go. How about a Healara, and then just everybody take 1. Moment of truth. Who will attack first? The man with the fist of the North Star, or this cockatrice? This cockatrice, but it doesn't matter. Haha! Alright. I think we need to fall through that crack in the floor there, so we're going to come back to that in just a second. I think that's how you get to the Levy Stone, but we'll see in just a moment. I'm going to save real quick. Did that say 206,000? That said 206,000 gil. Jesus Christ! I'm rich. Now, if only I could convert that into real dollars, like, what game was that where people were selling stuff in the auction house? Is that Diablo 3? I think that was Diablo 3, where they were selling stuff in the auction house for real-world money. Kind of scummy, if you ask me, but I mean, if you really need it in your RPG that encourages you to grind for items, well... My friends and I played Diablo 3, though. At one point in my college career, and it was fun. We didn't really have any issues with grinding, but then again, we also had some problems in the late game because the enemies were really, really strong. So maybe if we had done some of the side quests, we wouldn't have had that problem. Oh well. How about a Healara? And then the rest can be done with cures and regular potions, it looks like. Oops. Keep forgetting. Okay. Potion, 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 potion. Alright, we're good. And up here is some stairs. Where do these stairs lead? Oh. That's where those stairs lead. Welp, hold on. We have a solution for this. You know what that solution is? Where is it? Reset. Oh, that's a dick move. Oop, hang on. Can't minimize it, I forgot. There we go. I'm glad I saved right there, because it, otherwise it would have been, we would have had some problems there. Okay, so, fall down here, and yep, there we go, now we can get to the Levy Stone. Of course, this does mean that we're going to have to fall down and get out of the dungeon that way, but that's not a huge deal. We're all at full, so we should be good to go. To fight this mini-boss, the Evil Eye. I don't think he's too bad, if I remember right. I think his attacks hit really freaking hard, and he has like some instant death stuff probably, or something like that, but it's okay. We'll be fine. Let's try Slow Route, just in case he uses a lot of physical attacks. The thing about him is that he's really strong and stuff, but he doesn't have a lot of HP, so it kind of mitigates that just a little bit. Nice, we got it. So now if he attacks us physically, well, we should be in better shape. We'll use Healara, because why the hell not? I think he only has like 200 HP, so that should make things fairly easy. He does give a lot of EXP and gil, though, if I remember right. Well, that's not bad. That's a pretty good amount of gil, though. So if you wanted to grind him for gil, you could just walk in the spot to the left there and then come back and keep doing that if you want. But I don't need it. I got enough money to go around for probably the rest of the game just on what I've got. But what we came here for is this. You obtained a Levy Stone. It implies that there's more than one, though, and I don't think that that's the case. Well, maybe there is. But that's kind of spoilery, so I won't say why maybe that is. Okay, so now we just need to get out of here. Easier said than done. How about a Healara? Okay, good. And I'm gonna save again. Sorry, I know this is bad, but I just don't want to get instant death, man. It sucks. Oh God. I wonder if this tile is trapped. That might be why we keep running into these guys. I only use Diara, so we'll use Fyra to counteract the fact that these specters in the back are not going to die from just one Diara. I should just use Diaga. Oh well. Oh, good. Their attacks inflict paralysis. Just what I frickin' needed. Die. Thank you. Let's get out of here. Okay. So... Did I go this way last time? Oh yeah, I did. That was the dead end. I forgot. Well, I don't like this one bit, but I suppose it's better than what could have been. It could have been 6 Mind Flayers or 6 Dark Wizards, in which case I would probably commit seppuku. Oops. Actually, no. You know what? You use your MP for what I was telling you to use it for. Use it for Healara. You two do this, and then... Blast them! Well, at least one's down. Stab it! Die! Explosive? It's too bad it's not blue, or else I could shout blue shell! But alas, that is not the case. Okay, I think I'm asking for too much at this point. I was like, I just incidentally thought about it in my head. I was like, can Moira use level 7 spells yet? But no, not quite. But she can use Dialga to blast all of these guys into the afterlife again, so that'll be nice. I wonder if the chance of you getting inflicted with a status ailment is tied to your, it's probably tied to your vitality stat, which is probably why Moira doesn't get, status ailmented as much as the other 3 do. Because her vitality stat is actually the highest in the party, isn't it? Oh, maybe there isn't a vitality stat. Maybe I'm thinking of a different game. Maybe it's the stamina stat. 17. Well, you've got 25, and you get freaking... all the time. Maybe it's linked to your intelligence stat in terms of the secondary effects there that you can have happen on stuff. That is, that's a dead end. Down here is where I need to go. Uh-oh. How about a Healara? And then you two do that, and you do that. Okay, that's fine. How about this? Also fine. Goodbye! See, they're not too bad as long as they don't, you know, get any of that secondary shit on you. Oh, I went the wrong way. Damn it. It's this way, and then up here is where the stairs are, correct? Well, we'll find out in just a moment. First... explosive. I need to say it when I'm casting it, not when it's already happening, because at that point it's too late. They can't hear me over the bomb. Okay. So now we just need to get to the stairs, and then we're in good shape. And those stairs are right over here, I believe. I think we can go up and around like this, so we're going to find out today. They're really trying with their paralysis, aren't they? Well, they tried, but they failed. My fists don't need to paralyze you, they just kill you instead. Alright, up in here, over here, come on! Yes! We made it out of the ice cave, the cavern of ice. With most of our body parts still intact. So, how are we doing on stuff there? Okay. We can use a tent. Because we'll be able to make it back to Crescent Lake with the amount of MP we'll have from being restored from the tent there. Not quite to full, but that's okay. Alright. So we'll save it. Since we made it out. Whew! That's probably the hardest dungeon in the game outside of the bonus content, so... Now that we're through, we should be smooth sailing from here. So let's get back to our ship. We'll head back to Crescent Lake to recuperate ourselves, and then once we get through doing that, we need to figure out what to do with this Levy Stone. Because, man, I don't know what the hell we're supposed to do. What do you think I am, like a mind reader or some shit? I don't know. How about a Thundara? See if we can't get rid of most of them with it. This might kill the Crocs in one hit, actually. Not quite. But it did good damage, so that's always nice. You can contribute to offense. They're almost dead. Yeah, not quite as much power as the Worm Killer. They're actually about the same amount of power as the Worm Killer there, so... Of course, I don't mind that we're not getting huge amounts of HP, because really, having lower HP just means that I can heal it off easier. Like, I don't have to worry about not being at full HP when I cast Healara, if my HP is where it is right now. So, not too bad. Probably like... Let's see, okay. Everybody else is at full. And you've got more MP than he does for right now, so... I wonder, and I know I just said it's good that Moira got level 6 spells, but probably pretty soon she'll be able to use those level 7 spells as well, so that'll be pretty nice. We are almost back to our ship. We're being ambushed by one white croc, and that hurts a little bit, but, you know, we can handle it. Probably a Cura is in order. Ooh, Norn got a 7th hit. Nice. I haven't really been paying attention to that as much, but like I said before, it's more noticeable when you get another hit for your animation there. Because it's easier to see, you know what I mean? Like, you notice it because they just attack again, so... Alright, made it back to our ship in one piece, so that's good. How about a Cura there? And, yeah, we can heal. Why the hell not? Not like I'm gonna run out of MP between here and Crescent Lake, so... Let's get out of this inlet. And take the Levy Stone back to Crescent Lake to check with that one dude, see if he has anything to give us some sage advice about what to do with it. Because I don't think that the sages are going to help us out with that. They didn't seem to have anything to say about the Levy Stone to begin with, so... Oops, I don't need that. I need that, though! I was afraid that Norn's DPS wasn't going to keep up here, but she's actually doing fairly good, considering she's using a knife that has like 10 attack power total. It's probably all the hits that she has there that are making up for the fact that her hits or her physical attacks aren't as powerful as the rest, so... Okay, if you want to play it that way, I can play it that way too, because I can use Healara on your ass. How about that and then a Thundara? I'll quit it. But eventually we're going to get to a point here where we're going to find some level 7 spells, so I'd like to have Moira be able to cast them around the time we find them, so I don't have to do too much backtracking. Although doing backtracking isn't going to be really that big of a deal starting pretty soon here, as you'll soon see. As to why that is, well, you'll find out. I'll tell you when you're older. No, Mummy, I want to know where babies come from. I'll tell you when you're older. Refreshed and restored. Let's stock up on items, and then we'll be in good shape. I would like to hold on to a little bit of my cash, though, because there's some items coming up that we can use there. Unlike these Mithril Helm and Mithril Gloves. This Ice Armor is useless to us. I'll hold on to this Ice Shield and Flame Shield, because those will probably have a little more use to us. I can probably get rid of the Mithril Sword, because the Ice Brand and the Flame Sword are just more useful. Even though they're elemental, I don't think there's an enemy that's really resistant to both that I have to worry about too much, because if they are, I can just use my status ailments instead. So we'll get rid of the Mithril Sword there. Also get rid of that sleeping bag, because I ain't doing much with that. So get rid of these clothes, because who put clothes there? Ice Armor is pretty powerful, but not quite something that I need to worry about for right now. Get rid of those. I think I'm going to hold on to this, because, like I said, I think we'll have a class that can use that eventually. So, and it's not even like a secret. We're eventually going to have a ninja, so hopefully, and once I get the ninja, I think that's the helmet I want the ninja to have. Because I think, if I recall correctly, there's only so much of a different helmet that is far superior to the Mithril helmet to go around in this game, and I think there's not quite enough of those other helmets to equip your whole party with them. At least not in the main content, so maybe if you factor in bonus dungeons, but I'd like to beat the main content without doing the bonus dungeons first, so... And then we'll go from there. What else? Anything else? Can you cast level 6 magic yet? Yes! Yes, you can. I don't think there's much that you can use in terms of level 6 magic, though. I think it's just Thundaga, right? Because I want to get Exit for you, but you can't get that until you're a Red Wizard. Thundaga you can't use unless you're a Red Wizard either. I don't need Death or Quake. Death is instant death, so it's not really that good to begin with. And Quake is far, far superior in Final Fantasy III than it is in this game, because in Final Fantasy III it deals non-elemental damage, so yeah, much better there. We can't use any of these other ones, so I'd like to get Thundaga for you, but you can't quite use it. Can you use Proterra? That's my question. No, not quite. So, looks like Russo's SOL for magic until we class change there. Let's see what your husband has to say about that Levy Stone that we found. Hey dude, we found your Levy Stone. What do we do with it? Maybe his wife knows what to do with it. Hello? Nope. Okay, so how do you find out how to do this then? Hang on. I know where we're supposed to go with it. We're supposed to go down here with Levy Stone. So that's where we're going to go now, but I don't know how you're supposed to know to go down here. Oh well. We know where to go, so that's where we're going to go. Yeah, we're good. I was just checking my items to make sure I had everything I needed. We're a little low on the other items to heal and do well, for status ailments really is the stuff that we're lower on, but the other stuff not so much. We can get there from here with the canoe, right? Yeah. I think you can also land your ship near rivers there, or maybe I'm thinking of a different game. Well, whatever. Let's just go the way that they intended for us to go, which is this way. And then we'll get over to that desert there. Is it this way? Yes, it is. Okay, cool. So we'll go there the intended way instead of the other way. And fight off more somewhat difficult enemies while we're at it. Because why not? Ow, that kind of hurt a little bit. Oh my god. Jesus Christ. Strong enemies here. But thankfully Moira has so much HP, I don't think we're going to have to worry about that too much. That being said though, let's use a Curaga because that's a little much even for me. Oh, I could have gone down here to get down this little river path here. Oh well. Oops. But yeah, anyway, since this is the only place that we haven't explored yet on this part, I suppose you could, by process of elimination, figure out, hey, I'm probably supposed to go down here, but I don't know, there's no direction to it. It's more of a... I guess I kind of don't mind that, though. It's more of a, well, explore the world type of a dealie. It lets you find things organically, so... And it's not like you can go anywhere else with the ship anyway, even if you do manage to not find this place in relatively quick order. Come on, Spider Silk. Oh, we won't find out till after the battle, but, you know. That's alright. 3 of them are sleeping, so how about you hit the one that's sleeping there? We'll take care of the ones that are sleeping there. Or not sleeping, rather, there. Alright, they're awake, but that's okay. Oops, actually, yeah, you help your twin sister there. There you go. And you two attack the back row. Because that's a novelty that I won't be able to do in the next game. In the series, anyway. And that won't be for a little while yet, so... Ah! Spider Silk, nice. So yeah, as you can see, slows down all foes, so it's slow, the level 1 spell. So, is that a level 1 spell? No, it's a level 2 spell, excuse me. And this doesn't give you a hint either. I'm sure there's an NPC somewhere that tells you what to do with the Levy Stone. Maybe back in Melmond or something? I don't know, but hey, I don't need to go all the way back there just for this. I already know where I'm going, so might as well go there. Into the desert we go. This is the Ryukon Desert. And from here, if we hold the Levy Stone high, well, we'll cause an earthquake. No, not quite. It's a giant antlion. No, not quite that either. I know that sound, though. That sounds like an engine roaring to life after hundreds of years in deep slumber beneath the sands. I like the sand effect they got going on there. That's nice. I mean, it's just a repalette swapped lava effect, but that's still cool. We obtain an airship. That's what we get for using the Levy Stone. And that is our new method of transportation, ladies and gentlemen. Thankfully, we can use it to go just about anywhere. If you can see it on the world map, and there's a plain of grass somewhere nearby, you can probably get to it by airship. So if you have anything that you need to go back for, any business in places, any treasures that you missed or something like that, I would suggest going and getting them now, because you can literally just jump in the airship and fly straight to them. So let's give that a try right now. Maybe we get some fancy traveling music out of it. Now I don't think we can land this in deserts though. Nope. That's just a novelty. They probably should have just stuck it like right here or something, like on one of these, or even put it down here, because you can only land the airship on the plains. So technically it was in the wrong spot there for a little while. But thankfully we can use the airship to access just about anywhere now. So we can head up even to the northern continents, which we could not access before this, and that's exactly where I'm going to go here in just a moment. I'm gonna probably... Should I make a pit stop at the Cavern of Earth? I suppose I could, just to get that one little set of treasure chests that I missed. I mean, it's like money, basically, but that's not a huge deal, I guess. There's a few things that we can do now that we have the airship anyway. I'm kind of going the long way here, sorry. But there's a few other things that we can do here in order to make things easier for us to get to the water crystal, which we'll be probably getting to next time. First, let's go here, though. So we need to go down here. Here? Yes, here. And then I need to go to just about the center of the room and then slightly down. Because there's like a narrow passageway that I didn't go through where you can get to, what's it called? A couple of treasure chests that I might have missed there. So I need to go like up here, around here, meander down and around. I'll know it when I see it, basically, is all I'm saying. About that, and then, yeah, Fyrada. Really, though, if I had used the... Oh, I guess our levels are high enough. Once the disparity between your levels and the enemy's levels is high enough, they'll start running away from you, so... Because, I mean, they know you're strong. They don't want to die that badly. They have some sense in their head. They're not stupid monsters, after all. I mean, they are monsters, but they're not stupid. Gotta give them a little credit, you know? Okay, well, we're probably fine to just attack these guys and then, yeah, blow them up again. Just as long as too many people don't get poisoned, we should be fine. I was gonna say, if I brought a black mage, I'd be able to smite these guys with fire from the sky a lot earlier in the game. Is it down here? Maybe. Ruh-roh. This shouldn't be too bad. Yeah, I don't quite remember where exactly I'm supposed to go here. Oh boy. We'll find it. It's like in the center south portion of the room somewhere, so we'll find it. Eventually here. I think it's on the opposite side of this wall right here, actually. So, that's what we're gonna need to go do. We're gonna need to go in that direction. I wonder if these guys resist fire. I suppose there's only one way to find out. By testing it out. I'd say that's not very resistant to fire. Okay, good. Now, let's see, maybe a little more this way than this way. Maybe. Maybe we're getting closer. Yeah, just attack the tarantulas. They're not gonna last very long. Not if I have any say in the matter. I was gonna say, that might kill right there, but nope. Not quite. That did, though. Nice. Maybe down here? Oh, one ogre chief, that's no big deal. Oops. Yeah, no big deal. Hello? Ah, I think this is it. Right. I think those are unopened treasure chests. And Earth Elemental. That's okay. We can handle an Earth Elemental. Especially since it's weak to fire and we have a sword that just lights everything on fire, so... Oop. The enemies really don't want me to be in here, do they? Well, they'll learn their lesson the hard way, unfortunately for them. Okay, so money, a leather shield, which is useless to me, and more money. And that's it. That's all I wanted to grab. Seems like kind of a waste, I know, but... eh. At least this way we know that we've gotten everything out of these areas here. I could always go back and check the maps, too, to see if there's anything else in Mount Gulg that I might have missed. I'm fairly certain I got everything in the Ice Cave, though, so... And I'm fairly certain I also got everything in the Marsh Cave. But, once we're done here, where should we go next? Well, we'll look at that once we get out of this dungeon first. Let's focus on that first, instead of focusing on something we can't directly control for right now. Because frankly, we're kind of winding down on the amount of time that we have left here, so... this way? Yeah, this way, then over, then up, and then out. Excuse me, Mr. Bat. Preemptive strike. One fire is going to take care of these guys, so... Do your thing there, Russo! Thank you! Alright, that takes... It's like the enemy encounter rate was kind of low when we went here before. Now, because I'm not actually trying to be here, the enemy encounter rate spikes. Oh well. Alright. Let's make it out of here. Almost there. I'm not even trying to be subtle anymore. I'm on autopilot here, I guess. We'll go back to Cornelia, I think, and we'll rest up since we can just take our airship any old wares. Rather than using a tent, you know. Alright, let's make it out of here. Oh. You just had to make things hard for me at the very end of this, didn't you? Well, now you're going to die for it. Trust me when I say you didn't want any of this. And out. We can handle the enemies, by the way, in the Hall of... It's called the Hall of Giants, that area to the left there in the Cavern of Earth, but I'm not too concerned with dealing with them for right now because, yeah, we don't need experience. Like I said, we're in pretty good shape for experience there. Here we go, Cornelia. Home sweet home! So are you still like, I don't know what to tell you? Yep. Okay, so we won't worry about that. Let's rest up here, and then I think I'm gonna call it a part. Because there's a bunch of stuff that we can do in the world, now that we have the rest of the world completely open to us. But the way to the next crystal is not exactly clear and clear cut, basically. We'll make it, but it might take a little bit of meandering around to do. So we are here, and we need to get up to the northern continent, so that's where we're going to go. There's a bunch of different places that we can go to up here while we're up here. There's a ton of areas here on this archipelago that we could go to. Then there's also this area in the desert, this town, and this town over here. And then if we go all the way over here, but you didn't know you could do that on the map, did you? There's this cavern up in this river area, and there's also this town. I think this is where we want to go first. We're going to save the archipelago for post-water crystal. This might seem kind of weird, like a weird choice, but we'll check it out eventually there. We'll go here as well, and then maybe we'll go here once we figure out this whole other mess that we got to do here. Yeah, I think that'll work. Yeah, we got a couple of minutes here before we hit 3 hours. Let's go visit one of these places at least, so we can say we did something today. I mean, you know, we did 2 longer dungeons, but... Huh, I wonder what that's all about. We can't land here, there's too much marshy area. No place to land here either, so... Can't land there because of the river. Probably have to walk all the way around, huh? You're just doing this to mess with me, aren't you there, developers? Yeah, you probably have to land the ship like right here or something. Ah, here we go. Nice spot to land there. But we won't go there just yet, because that's, like I said, part of the archipelago. Instead, we're gonna go over here. Well, we got another town up here. One wonders how they were self-sufficient, considering the fact that, you know, this whole place is kind of cut off from the rest of the world, but, you know. Actually, this might not take as long as I'm giving it credit for. We might be able to do this in a relatively decent amount of time. We'll see. We'll see. We got about 7 or 8 minutes before I gotta start thinking about shutting this off, so... There are new enemies in the north, though, and that means that we're going to have a little bit of difficulty with them, I think. I'm going to cast Proterra. You get rid of the Lesser Tiger. You two get rid of the Lesser Tigers. And then, how about Sleep for the Saber-tooths there? Oh, okay, that works. And so does that. Narrow their numbers down just a little bit, which is good. That Proterra will probably help. See if they'll go to sleep. Sleep is probably going to start falling off in terms of its usefulness here, because the enemies are just going to have so much magic defense, it's going to be ridiculous. But not quite yet. Maybe starting now, but it's not a huge deal. We'll just do what we can. It had its usefulness, and now it deserves a rest. Because now is the time of the level 3 elemental spells. Maybe. I don't know that for sure. And I only have 1 level 3 elemental spell that I can actually use at this point, so maybe it's not as cut and dry as I'm making it sound like it is. Uh-oh. Yep, still on, Garrick. Just about ready to shut it off, actually. I've got about 6 or 7 more minutes, and then I'm going to head off to go and celebrate the new year over here on the east coast of the USA. You're catching the very end. I went for a little bit of length on today's stream just because, I mean, what else am I going to do while I'm waiting for the new year to ring in? I could go drink or something like that, but, not a big drinker myself. Drink a lot of water, but that's not the kind of drink that I think I'm talking about there. Was there anyone here besides you? I think there might have been a couple of people just chilling out and not chatting in the chat box there at some point here. It was like on and off. I didn't really have too much time to check the chat and see, but I think you're the only one who chatted in today's stream. Which, again, some people might say that's kind of sad, but I don't mind. I don't exactly have a large audience or a large following just yet, so that is something that will change in the future as I continue to do this consistently. Those wyverns weren't very powerful, now that I think about it. Okay, so we've made it to the town of Anrak, and this is where we need to begin our adventures for the water crystal. Can't climb in this well either, huh? Damn. Do I need to buy any more items here? They sell remedies here, which is pretty nice because we won't have to worry about, and cottages actually, won't have to worry about having the status ailment curing stuff if we buy remedies. I'll buy a few of those and I'll buy a few cottages too, just because. It is a lot of money to be throwing at those items, but that's okay. I can get rid of this leather shield. Not that it does me that much good. So let's go check out the rest of the shops here in Anrak and see what the townsfolk have to say, and then once we're done with that, we'll call it a day. She seems especially enthusiastic about her legs. Underhill fella, huh? Okay, well, we'll have to check out this caravan that he's talking about. I don't know if they tell you exactly where the caravan is, but we'll see. I know where it is. A shining thing. I wonder what that's all about. Yeah, that's when the Fiend of Water started to destroy your prosperity because it was taking the power of the Crystal of Water, huh? Oh, hold on, here we go. Maybe this is the guy we were being referred to. Oxyale, huh? No, I have not. What's it all about? Are you talking about the shrine with the water crystal? Ah, well, I wonder how we're gonna get down there. It's not like we can breathe underwater. Just say that there. Okay. They're in the desert to the west. Okay, so now we know where the caravan is. And we will probably go check that out in a little bit because they had something strange for sale, they said. Alright, you're a dragon. Hi. Okay, I guess you can just speak English. Oh. Well, cool. That's very noble of you. I wonder what kind of token he's looking for. Maybe we could claim a similar token and bring it to the Dragon King. Yeah, we'll do that later. Lufenian, huh? Oh, so you're Professor Une's brother. He needs a Rosetta Stone to speak Lufenian. Okay. So maybe the Rosetta Stone's in the Sunken Shrine then. Okay. Starting to see the big picture here of what they want me to do. We're good on HP and MP. I don't need to heal. I could heal. I have overflowing with cash, but nah. Yeah, where did you see this shining object? Near the waterfall to the north, huh? Okay. A mechanical creature? Huh. That's a little strange, huh? Is there anything above you there, Cope? Yeah, there's another NPC that I'd like to talk to. Okay, will you keep going that way, or are you just gonna... Come on. I'm gonna push you. No. Yep, now go to the right. Yep. Yep. Oh, this isn't gonna work, is it? He actually needs to move out of me way there. Well, we'll come back for that guy in a moment. Ah, that's pretty industrious of you. Probably good with your hands there. But you're a mermaid. How did you run out of air? Oh, okay. I guess we'll stay away from it for now until it's less dangerous to go to the seafloor. Alright, Cope, you're gonna have to move here someday today. Okay. I'm gonna go reset his AI position by going in a building. Hold on. Well, what do you mean? Of course they're mine. Under the cloak. Anyway, we have level 7 spells here, and we can learn them eventually, but not quite yet. Because we can't cast level 7 spells. Not that Russo will be able to cast either Saber or Blind here, but, you know. And Saber's nice if you have a black mage that you want to use physical attacks with, but I don't have such a thing, so... Since that's not something I'm going to be taking advantage of, well, we'll have to find some other way. Alright, go to the right. Go to the right. Okay, that works. Bye. Ah, so now the shrine is sunk into the sea. We will do the best we can, old man. Alright, now you gotta go the other way. Now go down. Now go down again. Now go down one more time. Actually, not down, to the left works. I'm gonna push you all the way into town there, Cope. Go on. There you go. But I don't think there's anything else that we can do in Onrak for right now. I don't think they have a weapon shop or anything like that even. But anyway, we have a new lead. The sunken shrine is below the sea, the Shrine of Water. And in order to get down there, we need to figure out how to find a way to breathe underwater. That sounds like it's easier said than done. But we do have a couple of leads. We have a cavern near the waterfall up north, which is this here. And then we also have the caravan in the desert to the west here. So one of those places might yield some results for us if we can figure out exactly what's going on in there and, you know, where they are. Because the caravan isn't really circled in here, but it's somewhere in the desert there. So we'll go and investigate those leads on the next episode of Final Fantasy the Stream Edition. Thanks for watching, everybody. I appreciate everybody who came out to the chats on Twitch and who is watching this over on YouTube. Have yourselves a fantastic night and a happy new year going into 2018. Take care, everybody.